You should know some
So
of
I
them.
can see what I'm doing. My bottle's in the way, so I want to make sure I click it. Let's make sure I don't bump it and not record the episode and have something stupid happen.
Like when I record and I press the space bar and it was like,
Exactly. So I want to get that sorted.
I can't believe a figure hit that.
What's up, beardies and beardettes? Welcome back to another fine episode of the Beardy Bros podcast.
Oh, it's cutting out of mine. I'm like, no, he stopped.
It stopped. Welcome back to another episode and another week. Happy to be here back with yous. And I do apologise to our listeners that have been wondering where the episode was. It was... I actually, for the audio episode, I only uploaded it yesterday. Which was Friday. And so what I'm gonna start doing. So I'm set with the video. So what I'm gonna start doing is which is kind of throwing me out with this episode because now I'm gonna have to edit it out if I'd have to. Is I'm planning to upload the audio. I want to plan to upload the audio like as soon as the episode's done.
That's what we used to do, though.
That's what I'm saying because I stopped doing that. So what I wanted to get back is having the audio up like ASAP, which may not end up happening in this episode if I have to edit too much. See how we go. Thanks, Jim. But I want to get the audio at least back up more.
That's my fault.
No, exactly. You didn't know what I wanted to do.
You could leave it in there.
But that's exactly it. So if you guys are listening, whoever's listening, the regular listeners, who knows how it's going to end up for you guys yet? Because I have no idea. Those with the video, they'll get everything fine and dandy as always. Yeah. You'll get the whole thing. So, and that's the thing. If anything's missing, if you feel like something seems missing, check the YouTube because YouTube will always get the extended version because those instances where we're looking or reacting at things that don't translate that well over audio, unless it does, some things will translate over audio, which we'll keep in. If it doesn't, because it's very visual based, then you're gonna have to come to the YouTube, unfortunately, and you'll kind of get that extended episode there. But I want to get back to being that I'm organised with the videos being up every Monday. I want to get the audio out maybe before because audio was our original listeners, and I want to kind of
Sunday,
I want to get that back going straight up as soon as possible. So
wasn't it Sunday before?
Sunday, I think. Well, that might be the case. I might end up having so it's Sunday for the audio, Monday for the episode on YouTube. So I just got to remind myself. Slot in.
I haven't looked at Anchor or nothing since.
No, it's changed around now, so it's a little bit different. I know the old Anchor when we just used to record to Anchor. Like what a way we used to do it. I mean, technically it's now we've hit our we're in the end of April, so we've hit our milestone. We've hit the 3 years. Is it 3 years? It would be 3 years now. I think it was the start of April, but
was it the 29th? No, it was the 29th or 30th.
I can't exactly remember.
Keep forgetting the date.
You'll have it there. You'll have it there. So I think we've hit our
April 30th. So
yeah, this is it. This is our big 3-year anniversary fucking shindigaroo, and I didn't even I knew it was soon. I knew it was something, but I couldn't remember what it was.
Year, 4th season.
So welcome.
Episode 156.
Yeah, so if you listen this far into the ramble, welcome and join us with our anniversary, third, 3... What the fuck am I doing? 0? I'm doing 0, going 3. 3. Maybe that makes 6, but
yeah, I don't even know.
But yeah, I mean, we got 3 things sitting here. Did you see that photo I sent you? My guinea pigs I've been making.
40.
I got another one printing as well. I got my printer machine printing. Did you see what I've been?
You didn't send them.
I didn't send. I thought I sent. Maybe I did. Maybe I did.
You sent the other coasters.
But yeah, I did those. I've been doing these. And
that's cool.
There's 3 different ones.
What's in them? Like, are they herbs or something, or?
They're just well, these are just the plastic plants for now. But I was thinking of getting actual plants and actually putting actual herbs in
real.
them. I know, and I was actually thinking of actually putting proper real herbs in it and selling them. So
you put your
mint, basils, stuff like
that. No,
that.
you do it for yourself. Like you make some for yourself and ones for other people.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking of selling these like this with the fake one, and it's up to you if you want to keep it with the fake thing or you put a real thing in it yourself.
Oh yeah.
So
I got you. I thought you meant like with a real plant.
So you could, if you wanted to, you could technically put a real plant in there. But I have a question for you, Jim, because I don't know which one to start off with. I've got 2 drinks for me. New drinks to try for the episode. So those that have been wondering what's been going on with the drinky drinks in these episodes lately.
New drinks.
We are back with 2 new drinks. We got some ginger beer. We've got the Goat Delicious Alcoholic Ginger Beer, Mountain Goats, and we've got the James Squire Red Wine Sangria Ginger Beer Limited Release. They're both 4.0s. Treating this like it's a reaction video on my own channel, but it's not. It's for the Beardy Bros. I don't know why.
You definitely got to go the Squire, right? Like,
Squire, we'll crack the Squire open. The red wine sangria, man.
because
Red.
James Squire, the whole range is amazing, so that will be no different. Hopefully,
So cracking into it. Oh, it's nice and
we'll
red.
give
So
it
it
a
is.
freaking drum roll.
So, like I said, it's the red wine sangria, which is interesting.
Stop picking up my damn drum roll.
Ooh.
James Squire makes some good beer, bro.
Well, the fact that it's actually mixed with red wine is, like I said, it's red wine sangria with ginger beer. Like
Yep.
that's a mix. I'd
Because
never.
red wine is horrible by itself. Fucking horrible.
I'm not. No, see, I'm not a big wine drinker, especially red wine or any wine.
And that
But
is amazing, I
that is actually
assume.
really good. Really good.
And I haven't even got my beardy mug.
No, what do you got? This? What mug? You got any mug? Just a, a wild floral mug.
My mug, my boss got me.
Hey, that's not bad. Pretty groovy. No, was that for
Yeah,
your?
I was like, what the fuck's my other one? Remember when I had the
The
I
other.
know I'm awesome
Oh
mug?
yeah,
I don't know where the fuck that went.
yeah.
I think it's packed up somewhere for
I know
use.
I'm
I
awesome.
don't
Well,
since
I
then.
mean, it's packed away, but it always knows it's awesome. The mug knows it's awesome. It doesn't have to be out. It's like I know I'm awesome.
I forgot about that. It's somewhere.
But no, I picked these up today from BWS. They got a deal on with the rewards cards where there's a shelf of drinks and you can buy 2 drinks a day, but you can get 2 drinks from their shelf for $3. So
Oh, that's cheap.
so they were $3 each. So $6 I spent for these.
You can make a carton eventually.
That's it. There was some, and these are normally $5 a can, so I saved $2 each. But there were some drinks there that are like $8 to $9 on the shelf,
So
and
you
you get them
save
for $3.
$4 really.
So yeah, so it's crazy. I'm like, that's a bargain. Like, that's a trap because like I'll be going there nearly every day when I have $6. Be like, scan my rewards card, buy me some new drinks to try.
And then when that becomes popular, they'll do something else like extend it bigger, so you spend a little bit more.
Mm.
Next will
Have
be a carton for
a mix.
like
They'll start making the mix packs
45 or
again. They'll do
you scan
4.
your carton like you spend $45 to get a carton or something. Like,
Something crazy. I was like, damn, that's actually
give them a friggin' year.
really nice. Like, this is a trap. The red wine sangria,
Well, I knew it would be at least good because it's James.
bold, refreshing.
Why? What?
It's red as well. Actually it's a mix. It's red and it's red like the red because it's red wine, but it's also got like that brown tinge to it for the
Brownie.
ginger. Yeah. So it's like an interesting
Oh, it's
color.
a maroon color
Trying to see if I can get.
in
I
a
wish I
glass.
wish I had something I could pour it into.
You do.
I don't.
No, it's too kind of.
Oh, you can kind of see it on the. It's on the rim a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna catch it too. No, you can't see it. But yeah,
We believe you.
it's an interesting color. So I mean, that's cool. It's kept its colors.
All right.
But that
Well,
is
of course, the
honestly,
red wine, like that shit stains, so of course it'd be red.
yeah. But that is honestly a trap. Like, it is a really nice mix. Like,
Because I've had the Squire, the IPA or the lashes,
Yep.
50 lashes.
oh,
That's the
50
green one.
lashes. Mm.
Is it 150 lashes or 50 lashes? I don't even remember.
I can't remember what it was now. I thought it was just. Is it 50?
I know there's a 5 lashes of something. 50 or
5
no,
lashes? 195.
you give it a quick Google.
Oh, that's 195.
It
That's a different drink.
195.
There's always the ads at 195.
Yeah, it was 50 lashes.
Yep.
No, it was 150 lashes.
Oh, it
Okay,
was?
Thank you. You know, a
Uh,
carton of that,
Yeah.
$57. Not bad.
That's not bad for what? 24?
Yeah.
So that's $2.
24 stubbies, as we call them here.
24 for further? 56? What, 57?
7.
57? So it's just over $2 a drink.
Yeah, that's fucking cheap.
It's not bad.
And James Squire is good.
Another one that's going to be trapped, I'm going to have to look at getting, maybe doing it at some point because the missus has been drinking them. It's the Bilson's vodka. And
Oh.
I have been trying them because when she gets, I'll
That's
get a sip of it.
That's a fun time drink, isn't it?
Those flavors they've been making are insanely accurate to what they taste like. So there's like,
So like a cruiser, hey, you got like pineapple.
well, they're a little bit further with the Bilsons because they do Fruit Tingle. They got Fairy Floss. They've got
That's what I mean.
Turkish
Like they're the
Delight.
same concept, but
Mm.
more outrageous flavors.
Because like the bubble, because we tried the bubble gum, and the bubble gum literally tastes like Hubba Bubba bubble gum. The Fairy Floss tastes like proper cotton candy Fairy Floss. The Turkish, I don't think I tried the Turkish
sugar.
Delight though, but I tried the toffee apple. The toffee apple tastes
Ooh.
like a caramel toffee apple. Like it had the caramel taste, and then the apple
Yeah,
like
because you
palate.
can't get toffee apples anymore, really. Like,
Mm.
I mean,
Um,
they do break your teeth if you're not careful.
what else? Yeah, there was a few other flavors we got. We haven't tried the Turkish Delight yet, so I don't know what that tastes like. She had the creaming soda.
Oh,
So I,
oh,
but yeah,
that could be a weird
the
one.
new ones they brought out was toffee apple, portello, sarsaparilla,
Oh,
lime.
oh, sarsaparilla.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of new ones. It's like, what the hell? There's all these new
That
flavors they
with
brought.
vodka would be weird as fuck.
But they like literally taste like what you know of those flavors. So like any iconic flavor that you know of that taste, like it tastes like that. Like it's trippy. Like the fruit tingle literally tastes like the lolly fruit tingles that you'd buy. It literally tastes just like them. It's like they got them and they must have like dissolved them in the alcohol or something like that. Like, or they've just broke them down into a powder and mixed it in with the batch because it
I
tastes
think that would,
just
what
like
would
it.
be.
Yeah, because it tastes
It would
exactly like it.
infuse with the tank.
Mm.
Like, they
All
just.
that sugar. And so it's just phenomenal. My eye is itchy.
Because fruit
Um,
tingles, I used to buy them just for the hell of it, just to have in the car, and you just pop one every now and again. It's so good. Same as a lifesaver, like
right?
fuck.
Oh, the musk
The
rings. Yeah,
pink ones.
the little musk ones. Yeah, they're fucking so good.
Even the fucking the fizzy lifesavers.
Yeah,
Like
fizzy. Yeah, well, that's
man,
it. They're the fruit tingles. I think it was Lifesavers fruit tingles. I think they are. But it tastes just like that. Literally, the
what
drink
about
tastes like
them?
that.
What about them red ones?
Oh, the clear red ones, like the
Yeah,
clear red ones. Yeah, I don't see them much anymore.
those ones are so good. Like they're
They're
like
like a raspberry or something like
a
that.
raspberry cranberry
They were nice. 'Cause
raspberry thing. Is like
that's what I mean. Like the.
we still have them here. I think in the
Oh really?
supermarket.
Damn. Yeah, I haven't
We
seen.
have all of those. I just haven't
Oh.
bought none in.
So,
Oh, and the little green mint ones.
yeah,
Man, the
I haven't seen those
fucking
in
mint
ages.
rings.
The powdery mint, or was it the translucent green or the powdery green?
Yeah, both,
The,
both.
oh, I haven't seen some of those in ages. Like musk is a big one up
Hey,
here.
like if you're, they're a nice little substitute. Like if you're hungry, just pop a lifesaver or a fruit tingle or one of those in it.
Exactly. It's like popping in Mentos. It's like yeah, but like just think
I
about it.
would
Just
have
hits a bit.
Mentos. That's mainly chewing gum though,
Yeah, but it's like
which
that
makes you even more hungry.
because you're chewing. That's why, because the motion of chewing makes you more hungry. It's a trap.
Which you think the lifesaver will do too, because you get chewy ones of those.
Well, you just
you
suck
get...
on them. You just suck on them. Like literally, like I get Mentos, and no joke, like I'll chew on Mentos, but Lifesavers, I won't chew them. I literally suck on them.
Oh nah, right?
Like it's so weird. They are
It's
literally
not
a
weird.
lifesaver.
The,
I
the
wonder if that.
flavors. You don't want to chew it because then you won't get the flavor.
That's
like...
what I mean. Like, but I wonder if that was the point of it because they were a lifesaver. So it's like in when you're caught in a pinch, you
I
just
know, right?
pop a lifesaver and off you go. You're like, yeah, they'll do me over. Keep my
When do
taste
you
buds.
reckon they were invented?
They were like 1960 something. I think it was 60, 70.
Lifesavers.
They were pretty
Oh
early.
man, that's also cheap. You get a pack of 20 of the pack. Like it's a pack of 5 packs. There's 5 packs in a pack of 20 for $32.
Where from?
Amazon
Oh, I'm going on Amazon when I get money.
or Catch. They got them there.
Oh, I'm gonna buy a
20,
bunch. I'm just. What was it
24
mixed?
pack
Is it all
for
different?
$23.
Is it one flavor or is it mixed flavors? Is it mixed flavor ones?
They're the hard candy rolls. I don't know. They're the all colorful ones.
Yep, yep.
No, they're the fucking red ones.
Hey! I remember when you used to be able to buy the mixed packs and you could buy them in the pack of 5 and have them in
Yeah,
different
they're like
flavors.
you got
Each individual sticks, and you have like you'd have like the musk, the red ones, the color, the fruit.
I think they're
whatever.
called something else. I think there's so many of them though.
That's
Because
crazy.
you got the fruit pastels.
Yeah,
They're different again. They got the sugar on the outside.
yeah, the
The fruit
gummies,
pastels.
the gummies.
You got the black currant one. Mate, there's so many different.
I remember the
fucking
mint.
lifesaver
I remember the
flavours.
mint and the fruit pastels. Man, that's
mint.
gonna hit. That's gonna hit hard after having those beers because that's red wine.
When are they? Fuck! You wouldn't believe when they were made.
Was it 18?
What? What did you say?
I said
the year was?
1960
You
something,
think?
but I reckon it's 18.
They're,
100
they're
years.
made in Canada.
Is it 100 years? Over 100 years old?
Yep. 1912.
Fuck.
Lifesavers been going since
Imagine
1912
what they would have,
from
how they would
Canada.
have made that back in the day. Like you got to think about their first recipe, like how they did it.
They're probably still made the same though. Like maybe
Mm.
they're different ingredients, but the same way.
Like that's the same, like because it's so much more easy now because you got like machines now to like manufacture everything. Like imagine the people like sitting there mold, like in the molds and like pushing in the mold and like picking the powder and crushing up and pouring it in. Like,
I found exactly what it was. It was the 5 flavors hard candy. You've got the orange, red, green, clear, and black currant.
Yep.
What are them? What are them other ones? The it was like an actual fizzy one. What were they called?
It was like the fruit
Fruit
tingle.
tingles.
Was
But
it the fruit tingle
no, it's
ones?
not those. Those are still
But
different.
no, you're talking about like the actual ones with the hole in the middle. Like where they kept, because Fruit Tingles was a division of
Yeah,
theirs, because they made the pastels,
yeah.
they made the actual Lifesaver rings, and then they made the flat ones like the
They
actual
look.
fizzies ones. But
They got the hard candy,
there was
the
a powdery
pastels.
one that was just like it was like a
Mm,
version, like it was a cross between a Lifesaver and the Fruit Tingles.
mm.
It was that weird crossover they did. It was a very
They're
limited line.
amazing.
Because I remember it, because it had the holes in it. I'm
I
like,
think you
this is
can
just
still
like a.
get them though.
It was weird because I'm like, yeah, it's like this is like a Fruit Tingle, but it's not. Like, but it is. So it was weird.
You got
I
the
think they
blue
stopped doing it
lifesavers.
because it was the same. The blue lightsabers. Do you remember being a
The bl-
kid? Do you remember being a kid and calling them lightsabers or the lightsabers
I don't.
lightsabers?
I've
Like
never
vice
done
versa.
that. Fuck.
Did you ever do that? Like when we were a kid, as a few of us, we used to call lightsabers lifesavers, the lightsabers. I was like, what the fuck? Like they got
One
light.
pack of lightsabers, please.
Yeah, and then, or it'd be like when we should Star Wars, like, watch out, Luke's got the the lightsaver. It's like he's got the lightsaber. Watch out, he's gonna save him
Fuck,
with the light or something stupid. We like, it's so dumb.
You know, lifesavers have got a new range called the Peelies.
The Peelies.
Lifesavers Peelies since 1921. Grape flavor.
Since
Australian made.
1921.
Yeah, since 1921. Peelies. They're like a,
Huh?
you know, the little red, like a, you know how you got like the licorice?
Yeah.
They're like
Oh.
that, but grape flavored Peelies.
You peel.
Yeah, you peel them. Yeah,
That's like a Twizzler.
yeah, but
Kinda.
it's grape
But-
Peelies. I think Peely sounds better.
Yeah, it does. Well, you're
Twizzler.
peeling it. It's like the cheese
Peelies.
sticks, wasn't it? The cheese sticks had that weird name. One of them had the
Oh,
and it made sense.
that cheese was so fucked. Like,
Like,
it tastes so
There was two
bad.
different cheese sticks. You got the one that was the cheese sticks that literally was like the processed cheese, like the slices,
And one's
but in a
cheddar.
tube, and you could squeeze it and you'd smush it. You'd always have your friend that
Oh,
had one, and you
yeah.
said you go up to your friend that had one, you'd squeeze it, and you're like, yeah, and you'd squeeze his cheese tube. But then you actually had the ones that you got that you actually peeled as well. It was like,
You
bruh.
squeeze his cheese tube.
You ever do that? We used to do that to each other all the time. If one of us had one of those cheese tubes that was like the
Cheese tube?
squishy
What
ones,
the
we used to
fuck's
squish
cheese
them.
Tube? I
Yeah,
don't
cheese
even
sticks.
remember that.
The cheese sticks. Or cheese
Cheese
tubes.
tube. Cheese tube, Sweden. Wait. Cheese tubes are literally in Coles, or
Yeah.
like cheese tubes, like chips.
The chips. But yeah, like cheese. They're just
Cheese
cheese sticks. But they're like the real soft ones. They're the processed
Are they,
cheese.
was it the dude who had like the sprouty?
No,
head?
it's not.
Is
That's
that
not.
what
No,
it
it's just in the donut like thing. It was like they had little twisted ends, and you had to untwist them. It was
Are
processed
they,
cheese.
are they Dairy Lee cheese stick snacks?
Maybe it's just made out of the soft processed cheese. Literally, it's just
I
it's
don't
just
know.
cheese mush. You literally squeeze it and it would go flat, and used to squeeze it out, and they could just mush out. It's just a mush of cheese, a mush of dairy.
I've never seen it.
Yeah,
I
they were
don't
great.
think-
So, like I say, because the package was a nice clear hot dog like package, and at the end it was like a hot dog where it had the little heads at the end. You know how hot dogs are drawn and they have the little frayed ends? The packets were like
Right.
that, and they had like the little twists around the end of it, and you used to snap the twist, and then you'd just squeeze it, and you'd just like a paste, and you'd paste out the cheese. You're like, oh, and then you'd eat it.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so what we
Because
do... Yeah.
when I was a kid, I wasn't a big cheese fan, so I
Yep.
just have no idea.
So yeah, because we'd always have cheese sticks, and sometimes we would always vary it because our parents would be like, "Oh, we're gonna buy the cheaper ones." So because you'd always have the peel ones, but you would have one of us that'd be like, "Oh, parents were tight this week," and they'd give you the cheese sticks, and you'd be like, "Ah!" and just squeeze it. You just be a dick to each other. You just go squeeze,
I
and then
remember,
it's gonna.
I remember the peely ones, but not
Yeah.
the squeeze ones.
Yeah, you just be a dick and just squeeze it on each other. You just, oh no! And sometimes you'll see people that didn't eat them, and you see them laying in the school, and they've been stepped on because they're just the shitty ones, and no one eats. So they've been, they'd pop open and stuff like that. They were cool though, but they taste like they weren't the best because processed cheese, like the real processed stuff, the real gumpy stuff. Yeah, it was
Like the ones you get in the plastic wrapper.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, like that I put on burgers because it just works so good.
I know you as a kid you're like, oh, this, but you kind of liked it because you're like, haha, and you know, oh, just peel them over and just chuck it in your mouth.
How about those the little round ones that people have?
Oh, the
I
little
don't. I
fucking
never like those.
peel it and they're like in the little slices and you, you the little round ones.
Yeah.
The little tape travel ones. You just snap it open. You're like, yeah, and you had the round ones, or you had the square, normal square ones.
Like
Snack packs, man.
stuff we
Snack
had as a
pack.
kid that we forget about now. Like the lifesavers and that. I haven't had that in years.
Yeah, I know some of the stuff I haven't
I
actually had
kind
in
of want to
ages.
get some for next week's podcast. Just
We
say,
should
this
do
is a
that. Should
lifesaver.
we do like get like snack packs and like lightsabers and stuff like stuff like that? Get some yogo. Get some yogo
You
guru.
know, I wish they had the old Remember, it was like a Nutella, and you get like a Dunkaroo thing. Like,
Yep,
that
they
was
were
so
good.
good.
They were good. They're so bad. They're so shit these
Or it's
days.
peanut. It was a peanut butter. You just dunk it in,
Well, the old Dunkaroos were good because you had the little kangaroo biscuits with the chocolate at the end. You're like, ha ha!
right?
They were so good.
It's like you stick two together and shit.
Yeah, you'd like get it and you'd paste it on one side and you'd smish them together, make like I made a little burger and you eat it. Oh, you
Right,
thought you're so smart.
man.
And then
I
you
actually saw those little
did you ever mix them?
gummy burgers too. Saw those
Oh,
recently.
they're still around. I'll say we used to be dickheads when we were younger. We used to because someone would have like the Dunkaroos and our cheese sticks, like not cheese sticks, the cheese dip. Like you get the crackers and the
Oh
cheese
yeah.
dip, the fucking those ones, little round biscuits with the cheese, like the mush. So sometimes we used to get the Dunkaroos and dip into the cheese and eat them, and then we get the biscuit and the other biscuit could be like the savory biscuit and dip it in the chocolate. You
Ooh,
just mix and match, and they're fucking dope as.
so many good things,
I
man.
say Yogo's still around. They were great.
Yogo with the M&Ms,
You
Smarties,
just
like all
bend it and
those.
you just pour it in the other side.
Or you just dip and dip, dip and dip.
Yeah,
Like
dip and scoop a little bit of topping, scoop it in thing and eat it. So
I
good.
did like combine it because you just got whatever the fuck is
Just
in
tip
there.
it, just pour it over the chocolate bits. It's so good. It's just man, all these snack foods that we grew up with, like, and then it's so different nowadays. Like everything's just so
Same as
different.
the friggin' muesli bars were so good. You get the chocolate chip, you get the
Well,
mango, you
Not
got the
just that, like,
yogurt ones.
the actual yogurt, whereas the whole top was covered in yogurt. Like that, and then now they're like, "Oh, here's your yogurt bar." It's like a shitty little drizzle. Someone's gone, "Ugh,"
Yeah, no.
and then it's like, "What the fuck? Where's
No,
the yogurt
wasn't
dip?"
the whole thing coated like all the way
Yeah.
around?
Oh, there was some that were fully coated,
Some
but
were messy, like you drink it and start melting. It's like, ah,
but like yeah, that's one of the worst. But like we always had the ones where ours were like the half was coated on top and it had a little sprinkle of like nuts or whatever on top of it, or the fruit
yeah,
was
like
sprinkled into it.
chocolate or something like
Depending if you
like
got
a
the chocolate,
chocolate
yeah,
chip sprinkled.
it depended on which one you got. But I've
I like
always loved the strawberry and
I
apricot
like the
ones.
fruit and the yogurt ones. They're just amazing.
Well, that's what I mean. That full thick of yogurt with the apricot and strawberry ones you used to get, and now that's just a stupid drizzle and doesn't have the taste. Like I would pay
And
the
the
money
taste
for.
is there, but you barely get any of the yogurt taste.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just shit. It's
I
just
actually
like,
made my own bars and they were fucking amazing.
that's good.
I
That's
made
what I
my
mean. I
own
just hate
muesli
it.
bars and they come out too good. Never made them again.
Never made them again. But
Because you
that's-
keep in the freezer.
mm,
They last for years in the freezer. Like you make a whole bunch, put them in the freezer. They pretty much come out of the freezer and they're already thawed.
oh,
Like that.
that sounds so good. It's just yeah.
Same
it's
as
just
remember
things.
nuts and bolts.
Oh,
Did you ever have that? Like you had
They're
like
the-
peanuts, curry powder, or taken into a bag and other things, pretzels,
Yes. Yeah.
nuts and bolts. How good was that?
How good. It's just a. It's
That was
just
a
like
homemade thing. Like,
it's just a
you,
trail mix.
you couldn't
basically.
buy
It's a
that.
fancy your own type of trail mix, really.
But we were kids and eating curry powder.
I gotta get my taste.
Curry powder with peanuts
Dude,
and
I
bit
ate
of
curried
fruit
eggs all the
and-
time as a kid. I'd be like, get me that, and then
Right.
just fucking eggs mashed up with whatever it was, and then some curry powder in it. I don't know what was whether it was butter or something mixed in with it.
You
but
had to
it
put
was
some
always
mayonnaise with it too to make it all.
maybe it was mayonnaise, but I know what mayonnaise
Was it mayonnaise?
There was something that was mixed in it with it just worked. I think it was a mayonnaise, but it's not the same
It was
mayonnaise we get
mayonnaise.
now. I can't find that right mayonnaise anymore. Like it doesn't have the
It's
same
just
taste.
mayonnaise.
I don't know some whatever mayonnaise it was just the
Maybe
right
it's
mayonnaise.
maybe it's jar mayonnaise.
Oh,
You seen the
Oh,
mayonnaise in
dude.
America?
dude, making the jar. Speaking of making jar stuff, fucking the fucking cream cheese, making your own macaroni and cheese, getting the jar, scooping that cream cheese out of the jar.
Mm.
You ever do
Mm.
that?
Oh yeah.
You got
It's
ew.
Dad makes a thing where it's spaghetti. You cook spaghetti.
Yep.
You put a fuck ton of butter in.
Yep.
And you put a jar of cream cheese or two
Yep.
and a tin of tomato sauce.
Yeah,
Homemade spaghetti. It's
that's
fucking
nice.
amazing.
with that nice cheese melt into
It's
it.
so
Oh.
so creamy, but Nan had false teeth, right?
Uh huh.
Dad made it once for her. It dyed her teeth orange because of I think it was the tomato soup.
Oh my god, that is
Had to take her
gold.
teeth out every time she had it, just so she didn't stain the teeth.
Fucking
Hey,
hell.
in spaghetti, that's not that bad because you don't have to chew spaghetti really.
Oh, no, but it's
Plus, your gums can just.
have you swallowed them whole? Have you swallowed a piece of
No,
spaghetti?
I haven't.
Oh, it's like a snake going down. You really need to be
I've
chopped
never
up.
done that.
You'd have to like
I've done
chop it
that
up.
once and coughed it
Well,
back up because it doesn't feel right.
imagine having no
It's
teeth.
like you're trying to cough it back up and grab it. It's like no, you can feel it come back up your throat. It's like that's weird. But
Fucking trap.
turn into a food episode does.
Oh, it's just a reminiscent food. It's some kind of. It's a 3-year anniversary. Who knows what we're gonna have for this? I don't have any merch lined up, unfortunately. I was going to get around to it, but I just haven't worked out what would be the best for the anniversary. No one. I don't know. I don't know what we could do that would really be. I know the first
We had the
anniversary.
idea last episode, one before that. We already had the idea.
We did say something. I can't remember what it was. I've forgotten already.
I forgot what it was too because
We forget.
it was somewhere. Because we don't
have-
write it down. We just say it and
We have
that's
ideas. Yeah, exactly. It's there somewhere, and some new idea will happen. I mean, I was talking about printing stuff, so I know that.
Yeah, the pops and that. The beady pops.
So I'm gonna work out what we can do with that. Try and get
beady
our
figures
faces.
you said or something. Something like that. Right? The fucking because you said print out the beady figures. It was Dragon Ball body with our heads on them.
Yeah, exactly. What I found was funny enough. When I was looking at 3D printed files, speaking of that, I found like random heads. So I was looking at like I don't know, Buzz Lightyear's head. I was like, man, imagine printing out Buzz Lightyear's head and just putting on random shit.
Buzz Lightyear head on a Bo Peep.
I know, just thinking just random things
On
like
a
just
Rex.
like getting like no, just anything. Like imagine finding like a fucking random fucking like
Skeletor with Buzz Lightyear.
yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
He Man with it.
He-Man, gonna just make the right head nudge.
Head nudge.
Head nudge.
I say Bruce Willis with Buzz Lightyear's head.
Bruce Springsteen with.
Bruce Springsteen. Buzz in the USA.
I was Buzz in the USA. I was Buzz in the
There's a
USA.
shirt idea for you.
Buzz. Just doing the rock.
Have the speech bubble. Buzz in the USA.
Fucking hell. I'm swiveling in my chair. I'm swiveling in my chair. Is there anything cool? I don't think there's anything cool that I've printed lately. Except for
I printed something.
Except for that, so. Oh, and I did say, by the way, I did my video, and I've got the new controller, by the way. It's fucking.
That looks weird on camera, though.
It does. It doesn't show properly. The light's a bit too bright.
The light's bright.
There,
Yeah.
there we go. Let's dim that down a bit. Look at
I
that.
feel like it was a very, very, very bright lime green.
Look at the different greens on there.
Is that a blue on the back?
It's a greenish
that
blue.
looking at-
It's actually, see, this looks very blue on camera. It's actually not
It's like
that
a
blue.
turquoise.
More green.
That's green?
Yeah, on the camera it's not showing it at all.
That's what I mean. Like, that's
It's-
green?
Like, yeah, it's more of a.
That looks the same color as that nearly.
It's very dark.
It's a little bit darker, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's nearly the same
It
colour.
has the darkness tones it has to it is green, so it's like dark green
Mm.
elements to it, but it's a blue, so it's kind of like a blue
Yeah.
green, but it's more. But yeah,
Well, it's
watching.
more blue. That's why it looks blue. Like,
But what I found out as well with these controllers, with how they're made, every controller is unique.
yep.
No controller is the same as the next. I was like, that's really cool because the elements they're using sometimes. So some people have these controllers and the colors will come out a little bit different each one. Some also have apparently washouts in them as well. So some of the colors will have different, like because of how it's mixed.
Oh, because of different.
The plastics,
What's it called? No, it's a different
the tones, or whatever it is.
the dark tones, fucking the pressure and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't remember the right term though. Tell us below what we're trying to say.
Yeah, you'll figure out the
I
words.
can't
We're
remember the
bad.
name
We're
of
having
it.
brain farts. But yeah, so some of the colors, like they're all trying to, they all made them to go with the same color scheme. But some will have like look a little bit brighter than others, and some may look a little bit more bleached through, but stuff like that. But I was like, they're at least trying to look very clean because I watched in their video when they're showing it off and they're talking about that. some of the stuff like had like this thing here on the back actually had purple wash throughs on it. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool, and like had different things because of how it was just mixed. So I don't know if they're going to try and make them all perfectly this, but
It's like how they dip the controllers in stuff to get the color, but it's not. They're
it's
like,
all molded in that color, yeah.
yeah,
And they showed that they had
it's
like
all
the
just
different things
randomly
chopped up.
done. Like,
Yeah, because all the
it's not color corrected. It's not like measured
exactly,
out. It's
yeah,
just boom.
exactly, which is cool. And a lot of the other controls are made like that, which I mean, I've got my
I
video.
have to
up on
get
my
one
channel.
now. Then
They're not bad. They feel nice. That having that on the mountain tracking thing is kind
I
of
wouldn't
nice.
say I'd use it, but I'd get it just because it's a unique item. Like,
Well, that's exactly it. Like, I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but I've got it out the box. So I kind of maybe want to make a stand for it with my printer and maybe like put up
all
somewhere
right,
because it looks nice.
get get one of the wall stands. Make a wall one, just
Wall mount, yeah.
and put it on
Well,
top.
exactly it. I've got the stuff where I had stuff on the wall before, so I could put it back up on the wall somewhere. Maybe get my controllers out and stack them up on the wall, on top of each other. Make some brackets or something.
it.
Who knows yet? How I'm gonna do it, but I will say though, I got a video popping up because I unboxed the other Dragon Ball statues of mine.
Oh yeah.
So I got the video coming up next week for that on my channel, and I kind of had a lot of issues recording that episode because I couldn't get my words out. So basically, I did a hypercut at the end
Oh
of the
no,
episode.
not again.
Yeah, so there's things where my phrasing isn't the right phrase, so I just grabbed all this random shit and made like a hypercut at the end of the episode of me fucking up my intros and shit. So I'm like I'm having a stroke or some shit. Cause I'm just like, and here we go, blah blah.
It was anything like that Vegeta one when you try to get Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. You
Well, I was like, okay, well, a little heads up. Like, one of them, I'm like, I've got my Gokus here. I've got Goku and Goku. I've got Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, and I've got I got Saiyan Man Goku. I was like, what the fuck? I just fucked, and I just kept fucking up.
Saiyan Man Goku.
I just kept fucking up, and I'm like, for fuck's sake. I was like, and I kept trying to get my words out.
Funny.
I was really tempted to just like fuck that episode and just re-record
Just
it.
do it.
Yeah, but I was like, nah, fuck it. I'll just upload the thing.
Like-
I just did what I needed to do. I added some stuff where I re-filmed comparisons between the characters because I didn't do that.
It
My
does,
headspace
it
was a
does
bit off.
happen though, because I've done the same.
I was like, nah, fuck this shit. So I just cut out where I needed to cut everything and just went with it. And it's just like, it is heavily edited because I kind of like, but then I left stuff in at the same time. So I'm just like, it is what it is. It's one of my shitty episodes. To me, I feel like it's a shitty episode, but it's still at the same time,
You might
it's
have to
funny.
put like a little thing at the start saying, blah blah blah, like.
Fuck that. It's up there. It's ready to go Monday, I
Oof,
think it is. So
let's
I've got it ready.
go.
So I was like, fuck it. It's like 10 minutes or just over 10, maybe 15 minutes long.
Yeah,
It's a short
That's
one.
the average for a figure like.
Yeah. Especially because of the two. But I was like, fuck, man. I was so fucked. I was like, what the fuck? I even being what I'm doing. I'm aware I'm saying stupid shit and stuff. So I'm like, what the fuck am I saying? What am I doing? And I'm like, hold on, and I'm like I'm gesturing, but they're not gesturing related to what I'm saying. And it's just like, what the fuck am I doing? I couldn't brain. My
You just couldn't
brain was,
compute.
I couldn't compute. I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit? Or I'd say something and I'm just like, what the fuck am I saying? Like, it was just dumb. Just dumb. But yeah, that's going up. I'm just trying to think what else I'm going to make for videos. Cause
Just dumb.
I'm like sticking in line with what I've been doing, I guess. I did a react to the Flash trailer. I haven't even uploaded that
yeah.
yet because I did like I'm going to react to this. And I sat there the whole time going, and I watched the whole trailer and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I went back and I rewatched it and then I did a breakdown on the trailer. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. My brain, I think it was the same day I did the Dragon Ball statues actually. So,
You should have called it that.
I know, I was like,
day.
what the fuck am I doing? I'm just like, I'm not in the zone.
Reactions
So
are hard though because
yeah.
everyone says they're easy. But it's like, no.
But it looks that new Flash looks good though. Like that new trailer they dropped, it
Oh,
looks
yeah.
good. And they talked
Same
about.
as Transformers.
Oh, I know, so good.
I
There was
haven't seen that yet, but apparently it's.
there was actually a lot of cameos that they were gonna have for this Flash movie that they ended up having to drop because there was a lot that the director wanted to do, but he had to take a lot of it out, and then stuff did make it in and stuff didn't. So I was like, damn, because there was like he wanted to do a lot of nods to like the old like Jor-El and like Wonder Woman and stuff like that. That had to be cut.
Yeah.
He wanted to have Grant Gustin in it from the TV show. That had to be cut. Like the stuff that he just had to take out of it. I was like, damn. All these things that he wanted
It's
to
more
do.
for continuity. Like it's got a flow and.
But apparently he still
You
said
can't
though
just
there's
paste things
still a lot of cameo references and crossovers and stuff like that. Like this has got a lot of stuff. And it's just
Because
some
it
things
has
they
to
had to cut
reference
out.
old things because it's in that universe and the new stuff. So.
Well, yeah, who knows how far they go back because like I said, they went real back.
Wonder Woman's still recent. Like that second movie
Well,
was
they're
called,
saying
1984.
these Wonder Woman references were like the original Wonder Woman like TV show references
Oh.
that he was wanting to have in it.
Oh,
Yeah, he was going like this. The
so
director
not
was
the Gal Gadot ones,
no,
the older ones.
he was going full. He had I think the Jarell was Marlon Brando. Did you say Marlon Brando's Jarell? I was like, bruh, like what the fuck? I was like,
Damn.
that's
Was
really
that
old. That's like
60s?
yeah. I was like, fucking hell. Like he wanted to go out, but he couldn't do it.
60s,
They
70s?
had to cut it, so it's like okay, because it was like flashbacks and like
But still,
CG
it's gonna
stuff.
be an amazing movie.
So like fuck,
Like,
it's gonna be insane.
same as Guardians, that got good reviews too, from what people have seen of that.
Yep.
They
Fucking,
seen Gun off on a fucking.
it's fucking phenomenal.
And I don't want to watch it because we know, like, the whole fucking cast is gonna die pretty much.
Basically,
Like,
a lot
I
of
don't
us
want to
still
watch
there.
it,
A
but
lot
I
of
do.
it. Oh, it's just crazy. I got this one.
Like, they said it's an emotional thing. I'm like, fucking hell. I don't want no one to die.
I
But Drax-
feel like
we know
everyone.
Drax is already.
Well,
Rocket.
I feel like the red herring in the thing is we see in the trailer. We see like I think I've said it before. Is the red herring is we see like Star Lord looks like he's out for the count, but I have a feeling they're gonna just do a full 180 where Star Lord's gonna be the one that survives and everyone else dies.
That's
like-
well, we already know Rocket's gonna be gone because even like Bradley Cooper said that.
Sorry
like,
about that. Sorry about this. I just picked up my.
And Drax is gonna be dead, stuff like that. Oh, but probably Star Lord, as you said.
Yeah.
But even then, that's his last thing there. Like, so he could even be dead.
So who knows what's gonna happen? Or he just retires. He's like, I'm done. I'm gonna and then
Yeah.
jumps 20
Well,
years.
he's done that for a decade, pretty much. Like, fuck,
That's exactly it.
that's a long time. And you got to do other things, just like what Robert Downey done and stuff. Like,
Do stuff and then maybe come back if he wants to. Like he needs to have a break and do other stuff. Like that's why he's still
I
doing
reckon you'll
things.
see him in DC actually under James Gunn.
Well, he's doing what they've already got like lined up for another Mario movie, and then possible future stuff for that. Like because all the Nintendo properties are going to be trying to look at branching out now. Like that's doing really good. That movie, like it's doing.
The only
really
thing
well.
that Mario owned is the only thing that Nintendo owned that translate is Mario. Nothing else. Really, you can't really do a Yoshi movie or anything like a
Well, Yoshi
like a standalone.
is going to appear in the next Mario movie, so that makes
Yeah,
sense
but
for
you
that.
can't put him on his own movie though.
No, you could
or
not.
Kirby or
100%.
you can do a Metroid thing maybe.
Kirby would be weird too
Imagine a
because Kirby
Metroid
doesn't really
movie.
talk. Like, well, it's weird because another thing with Kirby, like Kirby doesn't really talk, but everyone else does in that universe. It's just like another.
But you can't really do a movie about Mario doesn't talk either.
I
Though,
like
really.
Legend of Zelda would be cool. Like that would work. But
It has to be that new Link though.
well, it would have to be a whole new. Well, every time there's a new thing, it's their own story. They're not even connected. Each one's a new timeline.
No, it's got to be the newest looking Link, so everyone knows who the fuck it is. You go back to the old Links.
That's,
Looks
that's
fucking
if
way-
they do, that's if
it
they
looks
do,
way
do,
different.
no, do an animated or if they do a live action. Imagine if they did a live action. Like fuck.
No. Keep it. You can do more with, with
animated.
animated stuff.
Well,
Look
that's
at
the biggest thing they
Mario.
did with Mario. They made sure they kept it like the original model.
where
like-
Sonic had to be live action,
Yeah.
but Mario you can't really make that.
Well,
live.
I mean that
Look what
made sense
happened with live
because
action.
we've got like a lot of there already is a shit ton of IPs of like Sonic being animated. We've got a heap ton like animated shorts and movies and like TV show stuff. So that's why they went live action. They wanted to do something different,
and it works better because it looks fucking good.
especially with all the people crossover stuff. Like with being in like the real like being that he came like that made sense. You couldn't just do animated people and be like
I think
oh
there's a third Sonic
possibly. There's a
because you
spin-off.
get the full evil Mr.
There's
Mr. Robotnik.
live action spin-off coming.
Yeah, that's who's that for again?
It was based off of Knuckles.
Yeah, some good old Idris Elba action.
Yeah, it's got a few other new characters. Oh, not new characters, but like, for the movies,
Well,
there's new characters.
It's not Sonic in that. It's Knuckles and Shadow
Yeah.
maybe and
I
stuff like
think
that.
stuff like that. Yeah, so we're getting introduced to like original like old characters, but it's new to the screen, which is cool.
Evil characters.
Well, Knuckles is good.
Maybe.
I think Knuckles will be good. Knuckles
Why can't we get like evil movies? Like no happy ending.
Yeah, like well, that's like even like we had like Disney do Maleficent, which then they kind of made it a little bit like heartfelt a little bit, but it was meant to be
Which one?
Maleficent, which was she was
I
always a
haven't
bad
seen it.
she was always a bad guy.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, but doesn't it end good though?
That's what I mean, like that. Like the same as like then we got Loki. Like Loki was like the bad guy, and he became like this cool, fun-loving.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Like yeah, why can't we have a proper like villain?
No, I'm talking about any movie. Like I remember some of the movies where no one lives is so fucking good. Like,
Like actually make a
and
movie
I'm talking about
based
because
off
I watched the Fanatic. that wasn't a happy ending.
Mm,
But it was a good fucking movie. Like,
that's exactly it.
come on, give us some more where like the good guy dies, or
Have a Bowser movie.
give us a bad guy winning for once.
I mean, that's what we usually get though, is the bad guy winning. That's what the thing is usually. But like, you mean like a bad guy, like a
Like
bad
Thanos should have
thing.
wiped out the fucking planet.
He did.
That would have been good to end on.
No, well,
Just Thanos. Gone.
yeah, no, but that was the point though. The narrative was
Yeah, I know,
to do
but
half,
like,
it was meant to be.
give us some
principle.
bad shit. I'm sick
But
of
you mean
the
like?
Marvel movies in particular because they've always got to live.
I mean, and then yeah, because they always the bad guy always becomes a good guy. Like you look at Venom, he was the bad guy, became like an anti-hero though. So it's like it's not really the bad guy. You want someone
The Green
like
Goblin, bad guy, no, he's a good guy.
you want like for example
Doc
like
Ock, bad guy, a good guy.
like you want like I said you want like that movie Collateral. Was it Collateral Damage with Tom Cruise? I'm thinking,
Collateral Damage was
No,
wasn't
that's
that
Arnold.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
What? No, it's Collateral. It's just Collateral, wasn't it? With Tom Cruise.
Wasn't that Schwarzenegger there? Tom Cruise, Collateral.
Is it just Collateral?
2004. Fucking hell. Yeah, Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, so that we saw, which was
Mark
like,
Ruffalo.
so that's the easiest reference I can come to. So Tom Cruise played the bad guy, and we saw both the bad guy, which is him chasing the good guy. So it'd be more or less, but it was like a good guy perspective we saw of it. So you
I
more or less,
want to watch that now.
I don't know why I chose that. That was just the first thing that came to mind. But like, if we had a movie that literally followed the bad guy
Oh,
through the whole
Netflix.
film, like it was like Collateral, like, but it literally stuck to the bad guy. We saw everything from the bad guy's perspective, and then he was like either killed at the end or he killed the person in the end, kind of thing, or he got away with whatever he was doing. Basically, is what you're getting down to.
Like, we need to get more. I'm sick of happy endings, man. Like they're
actually,
so predictable. Like, give us an like, oh fuck, that happened, then it just ends. Like,
yeah. Bad guy with bad guy.
like they used to happen quite often.
Mm.
Back in the what, 70s, 80s, and then it just went to good guys always.
Like basically have another example would be like, let's have a Bowser movie where Bowser kills Mario in the end, kind of thing. You know, something like that, or like a Bane movie where Bane actually like breaks Batman's back in half. He's really
Well, he did.
No, but like literally, I got full Batmans. Ha 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 ha.
No,
Hello,
but just think like,
hello, Joker. I am Batman.
That Bale Batman though, the bad guys pretty much did win, really.
To a point. Like that's what we had.
Like the Joker would have been in the next movie if Heath Ledger was still around. Like,
Yeah, or basically what you'd want to have as a movie would be like Avengers, but it was all shown from Loki's perspective, and the ending was him winning, not having Iron Man save
but
the
Loki
day.
wasn't necessarily bad.
No, but that's what
he
I'm saying.
was-
That's another example. Is like we saw the whole movie from his perspective, doing bad things, and he got his way at the end. It cut off where he
Right.
opened the portal, and everyone came in and destroyed New York City, and that was it. That's where it ended. Like that would be the bad guy winning at
Like,
the end.
I'm just sick of
Yeah.
happy movies, man.
And
Every movie you watch
everything's
is so
all happy-go-lucky.
predictable.
And yeah, well, that's exactly it. And I was like, there's another thing I watched recently, and I was like, everything was just so predictable. We're watching it, we're like, yep, this
Because
is
I was
gonna
like
happen.
in the Fanatic, I was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, and that's like,
Yeah, everything just gets so predictable. Like I like movies that pull you in like that. That they're written so well that it's predictable, and it pulls you in the whole way. But then the end, it's a twist, and you're like, but then it makes sense. It works.
even halfway is like just slowly getting there, like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
But it makes sense, and
what
it's
the
like, and it's just like, holy crap, how the hell did that work? But it all made sense. Like it still made sense if you actually think about it. You're like, oh my god, that does. But they curve you. It's the red herrings that just get you off.
Like all he wanted was the autograph, and then all that other shit happened.
Yeah. It just gets fucked.
I just thought he'd get it at the end, but no.
He got it.
he got an autograph he can't do nothing with. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but
Yeah,
like,
it's an older movie.
fuck, that movie's still good though. Like, because I just saw the pictures, like
He looks so
John
weird.
Travolta
He just looks so weird in that movie.
with that weird ass fucking haircut and the beard.
It looks so out of place. But have you noticed most of his movies does nowadays, if he is in anything, he's just got the bald head and the beard. Even that looks weird. He
It
just
doesn't
looks,
look weird. It looks fucking good actually.
he just
like,
it looks half the time the beard looks like it's stuck on. It doesn't look like a real beard, but it is a real beard.
oh yeah.
It's just like the stuff, but it's just how it's been cut because he has this bushy beard, but then it's cut in a weird way, and then it looks like it's been glued on. But it's like, bro, that's his beard because you look at his photos, and they always look like that. Like it's just sometimes they have more flash down, or it's like they'll puff it up, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Yep.
It's
But
crazy.
he's like he I think he looks better with the bald and the beard.
Yeah, more
His
head works.
acting has got better
Yes.
now. Because back in the day, it was just like, yeah,
I mean,
like it. He was. It wasn't as serious as it is now.
I haven't even. I'm only halfway through this one.
And
I want to
because
try the other one.
the other one,
Yeah, I want to try the other one too. I'm only halfway through this one.
halfway
I
through.
know I'm not sculling because it's red wine. It's kind of like, ooh. I mean, by the time
And
I'm going to be done, the episode's going to be over, so I'm going to most have to crack this one soon. We're not
I
going.
watched.
We're not going for 3 hours. We don't have Wookiee.
I watched. This was a movie. Fuck, and it had who was it? Jim Carrey. From 2004, I think. 2004. It was. I don't remember the name of it. Hang on.
Is it the horror one he did?
No,
So it's not number 23.
no, but that's a good fucking movie though.
Oh, that's so twisted and fucked. Cable Guy.
I always forget. I always forget Jim Carrey's
It's not from
Canadian.
2000. That was a.
No, it's got a long ass title.
Oh.
I'm trying to look at it. It's 2004.
I'm gonna open.
2012.
Well, we're a bit into the episode.
Oh, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh yeah, that one's fucking crazy.
I seen Mark Ruffalo in that, like with the spiked
it's-
up hair.
It's
Looked
like
a fucking nerd.
it's like a drama. It's kind of like a weird drama.
No, it's a
something like that.
comedy. Something. It's
Yeah,
a
it's like
comedy.
a comedy drama. It's a weird one.
Comedy. Some.
It's a weird comedy drama thing. Like it's very weird. It's
Yeah, it's a comedy.
It's a
yeah,
bit more.
could
It's a
be
bit more.
comedy drama.
It's more serious, but like it's funny at the same
But
time.
it's also funny. Like it's serious, but it's also not funny in a
it was
hard
going.
way.
It was
It's just
going
like,
for.
oh,
It was going for more of a mature take, basically.
Yeah.
It's a mature take on his act. Like he wanted to do
that's
something.
not what you think. It like when you read the description, it is, but it's not. It's like I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, no, because the description makes it seem like a very mature drama film, but it's not. It's actually a comedy as well. Like that's the thing. Like it actually has proper
And
comedic
it's so
moments.
fucking good.
It's a good movie.
And I've been watching movies lately just because I was on Prime and it's like, oh yeah, oh that looks good. Chuck it on. I also watch Richard Says Goodbye, which is a new Johnny Depp one,
When that one come out last year?
2019.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I've seen that.
Yeah, Richard Says Goodbye. I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch that. That's pretty fucking good too.
All right, so we've still got a bit of that one. I'm thinking I might crack into this.
Because he
one here.
plays a professor. Kind of like Transcendence.
Yep.
He's gonna die. He got cancer and shit,
Oh, yep. And then they.
but he didn't tell anyone.
Yeah. Transcendence
I was
was a bit of a weird one, in general. Like, it didn't-
Transcendence was you gotta watch it again, I think, to get
yeah,
it because
it
it's like,
didn't hit
what
the
the
market.
fuck did I just watch? Oh, he did, didn't he? But no, I've been watching this thing stuff on Prime. It's like I said, like Eternal Sunshine, fucking Richard Says Goodbye. I was like, these are all good. And then I watch Holy Man.
Holy man.
You've seen it, haven't you?
Holy man.
With Jeff Goldblum, Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
I just got it on DVD up from eBay.
Damn.
I was like, fucking hell. Holy Man. But so good.
Oh.
When he gets that,
Teoga. Teog.
what, you were going to say something about the drink.
It tastes like a nice ginger beer. Like, it literally just tastes like a ginger beer.
Are they both ginger beer, are they?
Yeah, they're both ginger beer.
Oh. I was going to say, that's weird if it isn't.
No,
If
but
that's
this
not ginger
just
beer,
tastes like,
probably
this
off.
literally just tastes like a straight, like, just a straight ginger beer.
Like a Bundaberg ginger beer. Like,
Yeah, it just tastes like just that. That's a trap.
it's not a bad thing.
No, it's a little bit smoky at the end too.
Ooh. So, ginger beer.
Well, it's got a not like that the bite smoke like that. It's got a like a barrel smokiness to it, like almost.
Like-
It's a little
Oh, yep.
like a smoky cake. Like it's got
Like
a,
when you
like
get when you get the smoky JD and shit, like,
mm,
then you get a nice smoke, like a whiskey.
it's smooth, but it's got the bite to it. It's smooth, but the tang and that little smokiness
Nice.
to it, the smoky little. Oh, it's just. It's a good ginger beer.
Better than Bundaberg. Because they're like the kings
Oh, yeah.
at it.
This is a big competitor with James Squire, honestly. I
Same
mean,
as the Bundaberg the lemonade you
I
get.
mean, like this
Man,
this is red wine sangria, so like that's different. But like this is nice, but this is a strong competitor with it.
strong competitor. Strong competitor.
I would
Strong
not
competitor.
think. I would, like I said, I'm still amazed. Like I would not think of mixing. Like who thought? I'll have my red wine. I'll have some red wine. Let's put a bit of ginger in it, like some bit of ginger juice or something in it. Like who would have thought? Like were they doing something and then accidentally poured into it? Like
Ginger
oh
juice.
wait a second. Like when like well you know you can boil it like the boy you can boil it you can boil it you can boil it. You get like the thingamabobby's Ginger Factory's fucking syrups, cordials. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering if someone like had some red wine or like maybe if I just put like always when these people make these concoctions, I always want to know like what were they thinking, like were they like like were they sitting around like having a few drinks like let's mix this together or something like oh crap I've accidentally poured that in there oh we'll give it a taste and they're like whoa you know what I mean like I did like a vat break and then
Right.
something like
Just
this like
like
brewing two different things in the
does a
factory.
little sip. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, like, or there's someone being cheeky was like, I got a little bit of like a little rind, I got a little bit of wine, and they like get a droplet of like ginger, and they're like, drip, 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 like super science like dripping it in the
Right.
little like eye droplet into the cup, and like, ooh,
Because
that's
A,
beautiful.
they'd have to get every measurement right for it to taste good.
That's exactly it. So like, it's curious. So when anytime something's
like,
invented, like it always amazes me, like even for old things when they were like I said, like the lifesavers being invented in 1912 or whatever it was. Like, what were they thinking at the time? Like, how do these people come up with this random idea? It's just like, boom. Like, I'm always fascinated by, like, this idea of, like, I'm going to mix
I
this
don't know.
powdery sugar together and make it hard, and people are going to love it. Like, they actually think they're going to love it, but,
But they're so fucking good.
It's like me,
Like they're that good.
it's
They've
like me
lasted
doing this.
111
Like,
years.
this is basic, but, like, I've just got a plan, I put it into the thing. Oh, you know, I've created something kind of new, but, like, I mean, it was intended for that. Like, it was designed to be a plant holder. So I didn't technically invent anything. Like, I put it together because that's what they were
No,
designed
but
for.
the person who did that wanted it. Like they
But
just
like,
went.
but like so saying, did the person go, "Oh, I'm playing with this file and cut a hole in it by accident"? Like, wait a second, I've made a planter holder. Like, you know what I mean? Like, was it something like that happened? When people
Right.
accidentally invent things, and it's like
A
that just
planter holder.
that fascinates me 100%. Like, I'm always fascinated by shit like that. It's like, what were they doing? What were they thinking? What was the process to get to that point? And they're just like, oh my god, you know, I come up with something, and people just went with it. Like, it just amazes me. Like the inventor of the wheel.
Round, not square.
Round, because I mean we've seen wheels in the past and what they had history learned from. They weren't round. Jagged edge
I
like
wish you had a
hexagonal
Flintstones, you get that
wheels.
big round wheel.
Hexagonal wheels.
Hexagon. Oh yeah, that's weird.
And then people learned to like.
But they
What
are
if we smooth
smoother.
it?
They still do go smooth, but it's not the most smoothest.
It's a little bump, 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 bump.
You got the subtle bumps, which
So it
do
was like,
happen
and
with
then
round
the
wheels
person
too.
was like, "What if we just smoothed it out?" Because I think what happened was it was smoothing itself out from when it was rolling, and it became round over time. I think that's how they must have realized. Like, well, what if we rounded this off? Or was it like looking at a log? Oh, that's rounded and it rolls. Like, maybe if we make that,
Right.
like what was
But
someone thinking?
they've got to be perfectly round, otherwise they still do
Bit of lump in it, yeah.
like
I'm just fascinated with people's thought, like process of inventing something when they come up with like that spark of genius. Just
just ha.
I know. It'd be
Like
nice.
the person who invented this.
It'd be nice to be like an inventor, be like just like create something that just blows up, even if it doesn't like I don't get much use out of it, but just be an inventor and be known.
Blows up.
Yeah, just be known for like inventing
Like
something
this will
stupid.
kaboom or
But like, just be an inventor of something, and then just be known for inventing it, even if it's the most stupidest thing. I'll be known forever as like I was the person who invented that, like something crazy, fandangled. Like that'd be cool.
created. Like I made the nacho burger. That thing was amazing.
Exactly.
People want to get it. I try and tell them how to make it, but they still don't know how to make it.
Well,
It's
people
the
like
most
that's like people
simplest
like my
thing.
my rissoles, because I got oh mate who always tells me
Right?
like he goes I tried I did your rissole like patty recipe and he goes they're bloody beautiful. I'm like yeah it works.
Depends how you make them. Like you can tell someone, but can they do it? You can give it. What the fuck?
Did you
was
see that? Did you see it fly out of the thing?
Whoosh. But yeah, I did a thing recently, Des,
Yeah.
when I
Yeah,
when I didn't do that.
yeah.
No, but this is a little thing here. Do you remember back when back in the 90s?
Yep. Oh, you got it. You got it. Hey.
I was because this was loose
Yep.
because the
The cl-
PS1 cases were thick boys.
yes.
Like, look at that,
And
man.
and
Like, I actually got it.
that front club the front cover.
The front, the front. You said the front cover.
The front cover, like the front sheet just slid in on those little lips. It just slid straight in.
Yeah, it's so loose in there.
Yeah.
It's not loose, but it's just,
I used to have a lot where I used to get second hand, and because I had no covers, I ended up having to use the manuals, and I used to slide them in on the pages to loop them in to make them the cover.
because it's pretty much the exact same.
Yeah.
It's the exact same as
I
the
used to
booklet.
loop in that front level of the booklet, and it would be the front cover. Yeah. Uh huh.
Maybe a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
And I bet no, it's same size.
Yeah.
No, a bit smaller. But no, this is a thing. I was like, it's still per condition.
Yeah. I still don't know where any of my PS1 games are. Like I've got a stack of them
Like,
somewhere.
Still weird that
I
it's
would
all
love.
black
Oh,
underneath.
yeah.
Like,
I would love to find them and just pull them out, and just have them in my collection. Like I know I've still got
But,
some in my collection, but
the trick of the PS1 was the books weren't in that side;
Mm.
they sat on the disc
yep.
because that's why it's so deep.
Yeah, and it felt like fat.
It 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 fat like that, did it?
I don't even know what's
Because I
wrong
tried to
with
put it there, but like it doesn't fit.
the worst
Like, it
problem
fits,
is
but it doesn't.
the worst problem. This isn't even me being because I'm drinking. This is just me. For those that are new that are listening and they're saying, this is just me. This is not alcohol. I'm like this normally. I can't speak my fucking words properly.
But there was a little crack
Yeah. Oh, is it down the
on
bottom?
that,
Always along there. Always.
just there.
Always those weird ones along the
But
bottom.
you can't
across
feel
there.
it. It's
No.
like a very shallow crack.
Uh huh.
Like you can feel it when on certain angle, but like I'm surprised that 30 years and that's still very good condition.
That's pretty good. Like it's
Well,
really
it says
clean.
product of Austria. I don't know if that they meant to be Australia, but they just shortened it.
Is it the PAL? Is the PAL version here?
Yeah, PAL. It's us here. It's PAL.
Yeah.
It says there, PAL.
PAL? Yeah,
Under the
PAL!
Sony thing.
That's so good. I remember playing that game as a kid. I don't know if I owned
Like,
it.
they
I
even
might
got
have owned that.
PlayStation on the spine there. Like,
Yep, embroidered into the embossed, embroidered,
and
embroidered.
no, it is embossed, but not embroidered. But
maybe it was fabric.
I'm gonna start my PS1 collectors.
Oh, dude,
I didn't-
Bugs Bunny, Bugs Bunny.
I was thinking more Small Soldiers next.
It was a good game. It was that time Adobe. I played the shit out of that game.
And remember when I said I ordered the Dead Island LA edition?
Bugs Bunny
What
Lost
would you
in Time.
thinking size was? Oh, yeah, right. I played that back in the day.
So good. So what are you saying?
Remember when I said I got the Dead Island 2 LA edition?
Yeah,
You know how the like collector's editions are usually big?
yeah.
How big do you reckon the Dead Island 2 one is?
I'm guessing it's shrunk down. Yeah.
I'm like, this is smaller than I thought. It's actually pretty fucking good though. Like,
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's tiny. Well, not tiny, but you know what I mean.
it comes in a nice
Big, yeah.
compartment, like little.
It is very organized. I'm very impressed with that. I do kind of wanted to have that, but
You can still grab it, man.
you can still get them.
EB, I think.
After look, I got my gift card.
Because I just want to show you some things on here for people who don't actually know it is or have it. But you get an envelope.
Mm.
An envelope, an envelope. Is it envelope? Envelope, like fucking
And it's in an envelope.
an envelope.
And then
Like you get these in the game, like cards. You really care
Yes.
about the cards.
They look so good.
Like that's the back of. That's the
They're
back of
the
them.
tarot cards.
Yeah. You get like 8 of them. That's all the characters you can play as.
Oh, I want those.
Like the
I so
one I'm
badly, I
playing
so badly want
as.
those.
What I'm playing as is a firefighter. I don't know where he is. Yeah, it's him. I think. That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, because I want,
Because
I
when
have to
they
get them.
said cards, I'd
Yes.
have thought, oh, it's one of them shitty card packs that they give you, like.
Proper lithograph, like tarot card
But
style.
no, it's actual a proper envelope box of cards
That's cool. That.
with. This was also in there. I had no idea until I seen it. It's like a little patch.
Oh, you're making me
I don't know why that
jizz.
was in with the cards, but
You're making me go jizz.
you
You,
actually see the other one.
you make me go on jizz.
You like pins, right?
Yes, don't tease me.
Are you pre-ordering right now? Are you? Not pre-ordering. Are you buying one right now? If they still have
No.
them. But look at that, bro. Look at the pins. They got a shark and
That's
a
cool.
cherries, bleeding cherries.
Fuck.
I haven't took the map out yet because I don't want to take it out. But you get a map of the whole thing.
No, they don't have it.
Really?
They don't have it. I don't think they do. Is it? I'm looking at it. I want to look at
I know JB doesn't.
it.
Fuck. You missed out, brother. Maybe. You maybe missed out.
Yeah.
You should have just jumped on it, bro.
Well, I wasn't sure, and then it came around pretty quickly, and I was like,
Quickly. Took 10 years.
money wise.
Yeah.
149 at JB Hi-Fi.
Oh, they still have them, do they?
Mm-hmm.
For what, PS4?
Yeah.
Do it. Because they will sell out. They sold
I
out
just
PS5.
don't have the money.
True, yeah.
I had
That's
it.
why.
I had to fucking get the car sorted out yesterday. The car was fucking up yesterday. That was $400. I know, it looks so good. I was gonna
I mean, it's shiny.
organize. I was gonna organize tickets for fucking Arnie Donna. They were like $60, and that had to be put out the window because
The Yankee don't know. They do a thing, are they?
yeah, they're doing another tour again here in Australia. Not to the end of the year, like September.
Oh,
But the
yeah.
tickets have already basically sold out. There's only a
I
few
still,
left.
September's not far off.
So I was
6 months.
mm,
But the thing I didn't know was when you get it, you get the expansion pass for future DLC.
that's alright.
Plus, another code for items. Another code for
You
items.
redeemed all your items.
Another code for items. Another code for items.
You redeemed all your items.
Yeah.
That's alright then.
But I didn't expect all that. Especially
Yeah.
the expansion pass. I had no idea there was DLC.
Yeah, I didn't
coming
know they were
at
doing
some
that.
point.
Like I knew they did it. Well, they did say there was. No, they did say there was in that thing that they had planned DLC.
Yeah,
But not so. Yeah, but it was actually kind of soon. Like
that was all that in the price with
yeah,
all that for
100
$150.
yeah.
That's how things should be.
And they kind of. It's good that we're going back to the original prices of stuff. Like this is how things used to be.
Yeah, well, speaking of original price, that Armored Core that FromSoft making, that's not the $70, it's 60. Like, and yet other companies are doing it.
I know, and that's with all these increases.
There's one that's bloody. Increases.
The price increases.
The price increases with the footprints.
But like, yeah, exactly. So like all these price increases we've had, like, and that they like Sony was trying to push and like Xbox was looking at pushing, and like, the company's like, no, we're not doing that. We're releasing.
FromSoft they're doing their own thing. Hey, they're the kings for a reason.
I like that these developers like, no, I don't care if you're doing a price increase. We can still sell these games at our price that we're going to sell them at. We want to sell them at this, they're going to be sold at that. Like, tough luck.
And have you seen that Armored Core trailer? Fucking hell.
No, I haven't actually.
They're pushing a next gen game for $60.
But speaking of all this gaming stuff, I think we should bring up the these Xbots lately. We don't have to name them specifically.
About the fact that Activision and the merger didn't get blocked, so
But yeah, exactly.
get that
So
out of the way first.
they got the merger blocked by UK. UK are like, you don't understand the thing. And all these Xbots that are out here just saying all this shit that they're literally.
It's not just the Xbox, man.
Yeah.
Brad Smith, the Microsoft or Xbox head.
Yep.
He said they're gonna fuck the UK economy with games and shit. I was like, okay. And
Like-
the CMA is its own thing. It's not actual. It's not part of. It's in the UK, but it's their own thing.
Yeah.
Like, That's what the CMA in
But
the
the
UK said.
worst
Is like,
problem is, all these people that are complaining, and it even sounds like these people that work for the company, don't know how systems work. It's like, you work for, like, there's these people like, that's not how things work. Like, none of that works like that, and everyone's now been noticing more and more, like, that 10-year, like, yeah, Xbox is going on signing these 10-year deals for stuff.
yeah, that's just blowing smoke. Like that
Well,
wasn't even real deals.
well, a lot of that stuff is for cloud gaming stuff. It isn't even got to do. That's got none of half that stuff actually
Yeah,
has nothing
that's
to
why the merger
do.
got blocked.
Half that stuff isn't even got anything to do with Activision. It's just deals that they're making. They're just making deals, but then that adds on that they're looking at trying to do one deal over here, which is buying Activision Blizzard,
And all those other
and
10
then
year
they're making,
deals.
but then they're making another 10-year deals for other games completely that have nothing to do with Activision. But it's just like, well, you're trying to buy something over
No, it
here.
was Activision. Remember, we all give you
Oh,
COD for 10 years, COD for ten
no, well,
years, COD plus Microsoft for 10 years. Like,
that was a lot of the original stuff for like Nintendo and like Sony, like that kind of stuff. They were trying to do the 10-year stuff for that, like Steam and XXX. Like that was the 10-year deal
and
for Steam.
and Nvidia and stuff.
And that, yeah, those certain ones were the 10-year deals for Activision. But a lot of these other ones they're doing is just Xbox cloud gaming in general, and the Activision thing is just the bonus if it goes through. Like if it doesn't go through, like even themselves, like if it doesn't go through, it's not,
Yep.
you know. But they're setting up these 10-year deals in general because they need to get these cloud gamings out so people can make these money to buy these
They're all just
services.
verbal handshakes. That's all that is.
Yeah, but that's just like they're just making these extra deals, like I said, that have nothing to do with Activision at all. Like but then buying Activision, they're just making deals, and it's just like, but then people are already assuming that all these people are going to be getting COD. It's like that's not how that works. Like having these deals with these cloud streaming services makes no sense to why they're going to get an Activision deal. Like that doesn't affect them. Like why is like, oh, you know, like I've said before, like making a random deal with this Enwa for
No, it's
cloud
just because
gaming.
they want people to approve
Like,
the deal so they get the deal. Like
they're just making, well, that's thing that's not even associated. It's like, like I said, they're just making separate deals over here that make no sense. It's just,
yeah, to make them seem more pro, blah blah, to get Activision and that. That's all. That's all.
yeah, exactly. It's like it's just a side
But
deal.
the CMA saw through it.
Because like that's exactly, because what are these cloud gaming services? What are they going to achieve anyway? Because like we got to think about it.
Nothing.
We have okay, so cloud gaming services. We have Steam, which does cloud gaming. We have like things that already exist. Like Xbox themselves do cloud gaming. Why would you offload to a third-party company? That so okay, so Jill Bob in India is going to use Enwa to play an Xbox game because he can't get access to an Xbox. Bro, he could just sign up for Xbox Cloud Gaming. Why would he need to go through someone else's provider to then get access to it? Like, that's basically what they're doing. It's just like, oh, we're gonna offer these different services. Like,
Just make yourself look good.
it's
That's all.
like, it's like,
That's all
what
it is.
if I'm gonna game? Like, okay, we're in more of a first, you know, we're in a first world company. Wow, we're in a first world country.
We're in a first world company. Fuck.
I mean, we're all actors.
Ha.
But like, it's
I
like
know,
that.
right?
It's like we have access to Xbox. We can just access Xbox Cloud Gaming. Why would I go through a different service provider or someone stupid to get access to Xbox Cloud Gaming? I can just
Yep.
get that. Like trying to make it these deals where there's like I said, like the Optus, like I made an
It's all
example
just
before, like Telstra and stuff like
smoke and
that. It's
mirrors,
like
bro.
it's like going like, oh, I'm gonna plan up with Telstra. Here's an extra bundle deal where I can get cloud gaming for an extra $20 a month. It's like that's the things that's what they're trying to do. But it's like, bro, are you really gonna try and play like Halo on your phone? No, like it doesn't work like that. Like you gonna try and play Gears of War on your phone? No. Like what the fuck are you doing? Like, okay, yeah, you can access a controller to it, but like, you can play something on a tiny ass fucking screen that's this big. No, you're not gonna be able to see shit.
I don't even mobile game because I just can't be bothered.
Like, I tried the Xbox Cloud gaming stuff when they first brought it out, and tried to play Ori, one of the Ori games, and
At
it
least
doesn't work.
here it doesn't work.
No, for one, it's like really awkward being small because you're trying to like I had plugged a controller into it.
Trying to platform with Ori is hard enough on a fucking TV.
But like I said, you got the small ass screen, so you got a controller. Even then, you're like have the screen in your face still, but then there's the connection, so
play
it's not
like
just
this.
connection issues. Yeah, and then you have a controller in your hand. Like, how the fuck are you gonna play? Like, get one of those neck braces where you have the screen. Like, in the cloud gaming like that makes no sense.
Mobile for kids because kids don't give a shit.
Even on tablet, those things aren't designed. Like, where are you gonna rest the tablet with and have a controller? It doesn't work.
You can get a tablet stand and put it on a desk, and
But even then, it's just like they're not the biggest
that's
screens.
still better than a phone.
Yeah. Like, it's just dumb.
But no, it's actually good that the deal fell through because no one should own COD.
But even
As
then,
I keep
like,
saying.
like even without COD, Microsoft's still setting up these 10-year deals for all this cloud gaming stuff. It's just like, why? Even, okay, Activision falls through, but you're still setting up these 10-year deals for cloud gaming. Again, who the fuck is going to be wanting to play, like I said,
I
Gears of
mean,
War
they
on their
still can
system?
do that. It's their
Or
own right,
Minecraft on
but
their
like,
system, but like, why are they trying to like? They're like, but those companies are just like, yeah, we'll take the deal. It's like, who any of these companies have you heard before?
Microsoft paying them, I bet. That's
They're
why.
giving, and that's mostly why they're out of money, spending too much money, or it's Xbox spending the money. And Microsoft's like, stop spending the money.
It's Microsoft money, not Xbox's own.
No, but Xbox is doing the
Because
deal.
Xbox make none.
Well, that's exactly it. That's why Microsoft's cracking the shit. So like, stop spending our money. Xbox is that kid that keeps buying the microtransactions off the fucking game using Daddy's credit card, and Dad's like, stop spending the money. That's basically what's happening. Like, that's literally what's happening. Xbox is that kid. He's just like, oh, look at that skin on Fortnite. I'm gonna buy it. Mom's like, why have you spent another $2,000? Like, that's exactly what it feels like. Like, 100%.
But in Microsoft case, 70 billion.
I know. And then apparently, like, some of these Xbox are already, oh, if they'll buy the Activision Blizzard deal, they can spend more money and buy other fucking...
No, it doesn't work
Buy
like
Elden
that.
Ring and buy Persona, and like, that's not how that works.
If they buy Activision Blizzard, they have to still fund all them games, all them studios, all them employees, along with all the other
so
ones.
they're not
that
just spending
they
the money to buy the companies, they also got to spend the money and fund them. Like, with what money? They're only making $15.95 a membership.
And they haven't hit 25 million yet, or just hit 25, which is fuck all. That's not going to fund like the next COD or the next Halo.
And then the other
like,
thing too, and then people going on about numbers with game, like
considering God of War Ragnarok cost 200 million to make.
And this is the worst thing that got me too.
That's on Sony's end. They haven't got. They had that. They made that back in a few days.
Is like, this is what got me too. It's like there's people out there too. I was looking on Twitter earlier today, comparing, going, people aren't buying PlayStation games, but people are signing up to Xbox game services. It's like, that's two different things.
People are buying games.
No, but that's two different things. Comparing people not buying PlayStation games to then people signing up to Xbox game services. That's two different things. You've got one which is one individual game, or going to different studios buying individual games, to then buying one payment that gives you access to 100. It's like having Joe Bob going, oh, he's not buying toilet paper this week, but he's going to buy bread. Well, nah, shit, because he doesn't need the toilet paper, because he bought it like a week ago. Like, the logic of the math doesn't add up. It's like, but even then, PlayStation is still outweighing, because there's three times the amount of people that have PlayStations, and then the amount of those that own Xbox.
Just because they don't buy a game day one doesn't mean they're not buying them.
Or they've already bought it, and everyone's got it. So games aren't going to sell, because they've already owned, like, no one needs to go, oh, I've owned this game, oh, we're going to keep the sales going, I'm going to buy another 5 copies. No one does that. Once they've bought it, they've got it. Some people do.
Because very minority of people
but
do
it's
that.
not. That's what gets me.
That's
It's
to
like,
resell again. But,
yeah. But like, the mass of these people just don't add up.
No.
They just speak with no brain cells.
And no one buys games, huh? How come, as Des just pointed out, Dead Island 2 LA Edition, PS4 are in stock, PS5s are all sold out.
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking
It's
dickheads.
just like, the mass of these people just.
I've been seeing the bots on Twitter, and I'm just over it.
I saw on YouTube. I end up just like going, I do not want to see any more of this kind of content, where bloody Star Wars Survivors has just been banging it out of the park.
Survivors?
Star Wars Survivors, Jedi Survivors.
Jedi Survivor?
Or Survivors? I don't know.
You said Star Wars Survivors. What? That's a new thing?
Well, that's what I thought. Oh, was it Survivor, is it? I've been calling it Survivors.
Yeah, Jedi Survivor.
I've been calling it Survivors the whole time.
Star Wars Survivors.
But like that, we know that's been doing great, like across the board, like it's doing real well. Like, what? It's not doing real well.
Has it though?
Well, it's been getting 9s and 10s. It's been smashing in reviews.
Yeah, from reviewers, not the general public who have. It's the most hated game on Steam, lower than The Last of Us Part 1 port.
The hell? Yeah, that's just a port, because it's mostly a PC port. It's not.
Yeah, that runs like absolute garbage. Worse than The Last of Us Part 1. It's the lowest rated Steam game ever now.
Yeah, because it's not meant to be for PC, really. They're like
It
console.
runs bad on consoles too.
I thought it was 9 out of 10. This dude was like, it's the
It
worst
is.
game ever.
It's technical difficulties that hold it back.
That sounds like user error to me.
And there's a bug where you can't platinum the game yet because one thing is out of the game.
Or it could be like me with Fallen Order that fucking goes back to fucking Inquisitor Fortress and it's like, fuck now, and I've got to play the whole game again if I want 100% it.
Yep.
Which I'm thinking of doing. I just started a New Game Plus.
You have a previous save?
Nope.
On New Game Plus, it'd be a lot easier then.
Because I went to, like I said, all I need to do was go to
Do you keep all
Zepho.
the shit though, or does it just start everything again?
I've got most of everything. It said I had most of everything unlocked. But I don't know how the achievements work.
Oh.
Would it mean if I get those last things I missed, will that add the achievement because I unlock all the items?
It should.
Because I've already got them there, so hopefully it should work.
Should. Have you got all your plants and that and the things still and stuff?
I haven't checked that yet. But the worst problem was I went through a video beforehand, got all the.
I don't know how you got back there because I literally couldn't.
I'm so mad because I went and got all the seeds. I got the last 2 seeds I needed, and then I was like, okay, they need to grow so I can get the achievement. I was like, let's just go to a planet, and it went to I went to the Inquisitor Fortress, so because I wanted time to pass, because I wanted to travel to planets so time would pass. I just clicked on a planet, went to fucking Inquisitor Fortress, and I was stuck there. I'm like, I just planted the last seed. I needed it to grow.
How'd you get stuck there? You land in the ship. Did you get out?
Well, in the Inquisitor Fortress, you get dropped off in that drop pod into the water.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So remember when I sent you that void and I was like randomly falling in the void?
Oh.
That was me falling through the drop pod into the water.
Oh.
And then you go through, but that door where the base is, that door doesn't open because the mission's already been completed. So it acknowledges that the door won't open.
And the ship's fucking gone, like...
There's no way for me to exit. I can't, like, use my map. I can't even, like...
Actually, did you check Google, though? Did you Google it?
No. Everyone on Google says they can't go back to the planet. Or the planet is removed.
Exactly. But how the fuck did you do it?
I just clicked on it and it goes, yep, let's fly there.
I don't know how you get all these fucking bug games on the, like, Xbox, man.
It's always happened to me. I've always had stupid shit like that.
Xbox, man.
I thought something like that would have been patched years ago.
It was on PS5. I don't know, like, cause when you said you went back there, I was like, but it didn't show one mod. I only had 4 or 5 planets.
Yeah, no, it's always on there. It was always in the loop of planets.
It's weird.
Yeah,
You're
and all I
bruh.
needed to do was go to Zepho and collect all the stuff from Zepho because I cleared everything out. I found all the secrets, all the chests, grabbed all the seeds, did all
Except for the last
everything
planet,
except Zepho. And I only needed like 5 or 6 items, and it would have unlocked like 5 achievements. Because I'm at 30 out of 39. And I'm like, now I gotta go to Zepho and clean all of Zepho out. Hopefully. And then
you have to 100% all planet to get that 100% all planet achievement. So do you reckon that carried over, like all the 100%, maybe, like because it shouldn't have made you do all that again for New Game Plus.
Well, I won't know yet because like I've got all the ponchos that I've already unlocked. I've got all the skins for like I've got the skins. I've got like the.
That's what I mean. Like it should carry everything. It's just the story,
So,
maybe that you have to do
I'm
again.
hoping if the items have already ticked off, I haven't got to the point yet because I'm at the start of the game. I haven't got far enough where it's given me in the data book and stuff like that. So if it gets to that point and they've ticked them off, then I'll just have to do Zepho. But at the same time, I got it. But the problem means is I got to go through Dathomir again and go through all that bullshit.
I did tell you how bad that was. You was like, nah, it's easy, it's fine. And then you're like,
Yeah, my brain just because it's like the top part's kind of okay, but it's a bit confusing. But then you get down the bottom and it's just fucked because the map doesn't translate. Because you're like, oh, this looks like a path I can get through. No, there's a wall that you literally like. The map doesn't make sense. There's literally stick walls that you could just cut with your lightsaber and you'd get through. But you can't break them. You can't do nothing. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? Literally,
that's what I was doing. I was like, I'm in a dead end. I'm in a dead end.
I
I'm in a
literally
dead
could
end.
just jump
I'm in a
here.
dead
I can
end.
literally just jump across, and I'd be on the different section. But you can't jump. But you can double jump and fly. And oh, the logic of the game.
I mean, you got to defeat the bad again, and
So hopefully, I've got all my like stuff. So I've got my dual lightsaber and stuff. Hopefully, for the start.
yeah, you wouldn't.
So fingers crossed, everything's there, and I just have to go to Zepho.
That's fuck though. That planet will be back. You did it again. It's like,
Who knows?
At the time?
I just wanted to do it because you're like, yeah, that sounds great. I'll do it. Play some Star Wars. Get it out my system. It's done.
But while we're on the topic of Jedi Survivor, I've got a video for you all to understand because the game is broken as fuck on PC.
So here we go. We got the evidence.
Hmm?
You gonna play the evidence? Is what you're gonna do?
Yeah, fucking oath I am.
Bring it to the court. Judges and jury. Dun, dun.
This is so everyone can fucking see what it takes to even release this and put patches because
Yeah.
it's what is fucking needed. Because he interviewed 2 devs of 2 different studios, 2 different people who don't know each other, and they said the exact same thing.
They don't sound super happy about the process either. It all seems to come down to certification.
That 0-day patch, once you get over that horrendous cert, that 0-day patch, they will cert in days because they want it as well. Everybody wants to have the best experience for players. And I think that's the thing that players need to understand.
That's Chet Falazek. He's worked at Valve. He worked on Portal, Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Left 4 Dead. He knows what is going on behind the scenes and why these performance issues happen.
The short answer of your question is this is all logistic.
This is Marie, who works at publisher Pop Agenda. She's a co-founder and, more importantly, release manager, so she has a good idea how the pipeline works.
You know, there's dev, there's marketing, there's porting often, there's certification, and there's everything that is publishing, like the release management for like storefront publishing. There's like little things that you can do to make sure that like everything is good. But at the end of the day, like I said before, there's so many steps and people involved, especially in the titles you mentioned. There's so many people involved that it's almost impossible to be perfect.
And really, for players, you should want this. And I can go over why you want this, because you want to be playing the best version. And we've just changed how we approach making games, right? We update games all the time now, right? It's something you can do all the time now. So developers want to do that. They want to be able to give you the best thing. They're talking to their community. They're hearing things, hearing about little things. They're like, oh, that's easy to fix. We should fix that.
So why the day 0 patch?
So you have to pick that date. That means you have to ship that date. You are saying 6 months out, we are going to ship that date. Now, 6 months out, your game's probably running at 20 frames per second for something else. Like, you have not put perf forward because you've been like, we'll solve perf later. The big thing we need to worry about is the game fun? Because nobody's going to care about perf if the game's not fun and they don't like it. So, okay, that's what you got in your head and you're working on it. You go to this march, and what you're not marching for that date. You're marching for dates ahead of it. So what you're marching for is the first really big date will be is you can send it to cert.
At Pop Agenda, we recommend between 8 to 10 weeks between the certification submission and the release. But we're talking like 4, 5, 6 weeks. So while we're doing that, the main dev team might have been like working on fixing bugs for whatever reason.
But your first cert, your big cert, can be months or a month, excuse me. And during that, you're going to find out that you accidentally, we were encrypting communication. Like, and you're like, what? What are you even talking about? Like, you're getting nailed for bugs you have no idea about. It's not bugs like, hey, this game crashes. It's bizarre stuff, right? And then that gets done. And then you're like, okay, now we got to send it off to go get made to a disk and be put in a box. That takes some period of time. In that period, like Xbox will send you, I think they call it a green disk. And that's the disk that you can take home and put it into your console and it will work. And it's for you to test. But that's the first time you get to take what you've created and put it into a system that you're actually going to play it on.
It's a week
Now, if
out.
you find a
Like,
bug
that's
there,
fucking cool.
they're already making discs. So you're stuck. And you're stuck with all of these bugs that you want to fix. But now you've had to wait for certification to be done before you could really kind of make a new build. You are going through the process of making the boxes and the discs. And then you have this weird point where, I don't know if this is how well this is known. You pay stores to put it on the shelves. But like, that's the nightmare you're looking at. Like, you're looking at like 2 months.
Chat and Marie, interviewed separately, agree on those points.
Yeah.
And basically all the responses we got kind of outline the same situation. George writes, takes months to get past cert. Sometimes devs put out a date in the public / mandated to come up with one. The base game might get past cert without insert one big feature, and that secures their committed date. But now they have to put insert big feature in the patch. In a purely digital world, development can continue until certification needs to start. Physical discs and cartridges often require months of lead time. Pretty much everyone is going to answer the same way. You have to pass certification weeks and weeks and months before launch. Does that mean you don't keep working on the game? Of course not. Crystal writes, sometimes we don't know something exists, it's a unique issue, and we can only hotfix it when we know it exists, i.e. cropping up on day one with high volume of users. 10 more weeks. It's that simple. You allocate 4 weeks for certification and 6 weeks for manufacturing, so by having a day one patch, it gives you 10 more weeks to polish.
We always want our master to be the best as a tool. You have like a bug that is, we call it often a must fix, so an MF. So you might have an MF and you're like, oh, this is so tiny, so let's just ask for a waiver and promise a day one patch. So it's not a way to go through QA, right? Certification is compliance purely.
You got to think, first of all, you have to pick your release date. So you are picking your release date and saying, hey, 6 months from now, normally, we're going to be on store shelves. You have to do that because you've got to work it out with Best Buy still and GameStop. For the people who still buy that way, even though most people buy digitally now, or more people buy digitally, you still have to think, if you're going to make a box copy, this is what you have to do. This is the cost of having a box. Where they're actively developed the game, they're playing the game, and now they have this thing of the cert. Now for cert, you can, for perf and cert, you only have to be at 30 frames per second, let's say, right? So that's why when perf stuff in particular comes at 0 day or later days, it's because, hey, we thought 6 months ago we could hit it this date. And we did hit 30 frames, and we could get through certification that way, but we couldn't hit 60 frames, and that's what we really want because we think that's the best experience. Now that's on the console. On the PC side, you've probably made a custom version of your engine, or you've made some changes to it. And NVIDIA and AMD are like, hey, yeah, we'll fix that bug. Don't worry about that. We'll ship that. We'll ship that before you launch. They ship it the day you launch, right? They up their drivers. Now you're working on beta drivers, sure, but they're not shipping those drivers to everybody else to day 0, day 1. So you really can't have that wide breadth of testing on every system until that day. So it's like this whole big set of stuff. But if you think about it, none of it's about being evil or trying to be cheap or trying to game or play gamers in some negative way. It's always about like, how can we get you now once we've locked in this date, which is why retail, I never want to ship another retail game in my life. Once you've locked in that date, how do you get the best game to people on that date? And then how do you update it after? And that's what you're seeing a lot of now is people are getting to ship date. They're getting it to pass cert. They're getting the really horrendous stuff day 0, but they're like already on our roadmap. We know the things we need to do, the things we wanted to do at launch, and they're just not ready yet.
If you've encountered all these things that you notice, why wouldn't you just make sure it's past cert and everything, hold off on printing the discs, and just like push your launch? Like, why not just delay launch until you've got a near perfect version of the game?
Because you have to ship. You have to ship it someday. And you have to ship. And again, the problem of being in retail is you've got to pick that date 6 months ahead. So it's 6 months earlier. They were like, oh yeah, this is working out. This is going to be cool. And then they find something along the way. You will find the stupidest stuff. Left 4 Dead, the weekend before we put to disc, we realized it was too big to put on disc. Chris Green, one of the engineers, just stayed up all weekend writing a new file system for that game. Like, that's the kind of stuff you find that is just like, oh, your expectation now isn't, I bought this game, it's never going to change. Your expectation now is, I bought this game and it's going to get better over time. But I think the weird thing to me is online in the community acting like that team is trying to pull something over or be negative versus like, they are working their butt off to make you the best game they possibly can. There are people who have been working years on that game. Like, people have poured a lot into the game. And so they want to make the best possible game, and they want to show it in the best possible light. So like, none of these are easy decisions, and none of these were made lightly or in
it just happens because that's what the games are now.
There's no money in 0 day patches.
Well, games always have been like this.
Okay, but what about all these games that are coming out that don't even have the game on the disc? Forza Horizon 5 is one that comes to mind.
Because discs suck. First of all, you can't fit the whole game on the disc, and it's gonna be like, you remember before we went to DVDs and we were on CDs, and you would get like that like 30 CDs for your game. Like, that's some of it. It's just the games are gigantic. Those games are beautiful. That's just the pain in the ass for them. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to handle that? And I think that's just one way they counter that.
Star Wars is a really good example. It's like 100 gigabytes. It's insane how big these games are getting. But that's a whole different topic. So does that make these day zero, day
Like that's the
So-
thing. Like they gotta take all that into consideration.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So I've
But people
always,
don't get like they're not out to do bad things. They just
I've
wanna
already,
fix the
I've already
damn
known
game.
this. Like from the get go, I already knew this is the process. Like it's a crazy process. It's always been that way with game developers. Everything
Well,
takes
not
time.
always. Before it was a
No.
lot easier. You just ship done. Like that Bug's Life. All the games on there.
Oh well, back then they couldn't update because there was
Runs
no way to
perfectly fine.
day one test. But like at the same point though, they still had the process where they had to design the game, pick the date, work on it, get it sorted, develop it. There was no way they could update, so they had to ship it the way it was.
Exactly.
If there was bugs, there was bugs.
That's what
It
it
had
still
to-
should be. Like make sure it's all done, and then
Hmm.
ship it.
But they try to now, but they give them too much
It's the
themselves.
publishers who push them
They
to
get themselves
release
too much
on a
workload.
certain date.
They give shorter times to work on these games.
That's why it's
and
good that games get delayed because they might delay their shipping time if it's out far enough.
Yep,
If they haven't shipped it yet or put it on disc or anything, they can still add to it.
exactly. Fix
Which-
things, sort out.
That's what we need. Like just delay it, fix it. But Jedi Survivor runs like absolute ass on PC apparently.
Mm.
The dude had a 4090, he had like a $6,000 PC, and it only couldn't get over 30 FPS. Like I got the 45 on performance. That was at 1080p.
Like they said there, like sometimes games just ship. Like you
Like,
can't
that's
help.
crazy.
Like they're not getting that because they're not fully compatible, so they're not hitting that. Like even you could have everything, it's just gonna run at 30, and you have to wait till the patch updates comes out that they can fix that bug that's causing it to pull back. And
Which that could be this week, next week after that. Like, because certification takes weeks. Or
even then they
days,
might have
weeks.
had that without even saying that it was only running at low FPS, and they didn't state that it was running at 60 properly. They didn't notify, like say like, hey, we fucked up.
So
There was an issue at the moment.
Just-
We're gonna bring a patch out.
hopefully that cleared a lot of people up. Like, just watch it. Everyone who
Well,
watched that.
that's the same thing with like Redfall. That kind of the same thing with Redfall coming out at 30 FPS. That's the same thing. They've had to release it because
Yeah,
they can't
they
get
just
the-
said that right before it's coming out. Though. That's pretty dodgy.
Yeah, but it's the same situation. This is you can see what that's what they're kind of that's what they're kind of getting at
The
with stuff
6
like
FPS
that
patch is coming a day after, so
because they can't get it out in time because
we
there's a lot
don't
of
know
work.
how long that is.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's the same thing. Like, it's the same argument. What they said. Like,
But
things
it is
take.
funny that they had to put the sticker on the case. This game will run at 30 and
It's a disclaimer for those
I
that
was
don't
like,
understand, don't know.
That's sad though. They had to do that.
Hmm.
The only game that's done that really.
And well, that's
Ever.
that. Well, that's the other thing too. Do you know what the funny thing about that is? They've already had those games printed a month ago, 2 months ago.
Or even longer than that.
So, and then now they have to go through all that stock they've done and stick
6
it.
months from.
And half the time too, with their stickers that are going to be happening, is they'll send them to the stores. Because when does that game come out soon, isn't it?
Next week.
So like,
Next
so what will end up
Thursday.
happening is the games will come to stores. I can tell you that now.
No, next Tuesday.
Yeah, okay.
couple
So
days.
with how close it is with what's been happening, what will happen is most of that stock will come to stores, and it'll be up to the store person or the representative to come in and sticker those items. If they're to notify that it's because those stickers, some batches
Yep.
they would have got with the last few batches, they'll be able to get the stickers onto them, but a lot of them they'll have to be printed out and sheets will be sent to stores and they'll be told, hey, can you put these onto every copy of your games?
Yep.
Because I've had to do that when I worked in retail. I had to, working in that department, that we would have games like that would happen, or a classification would change, or something would happen, and we would have to manually sticker the stock ourselves.
Yeah, but we've never had a FPS one though.
No.
Like,
But shit like that's the same. But shit happens. Like it's just unfortunate thing. Like 30 frames isn't the worst. Like it could have ran at like 20 frames. Like fuck, it could have fucked up. Like that would have been shit.
well, that's the thing. Jedi Survivor did. It ran under 20 in some instances.
But that happens. There's performance dips.
It's like,
But those things are bugs. Those things are bugs where there's a performance dip where things are fine. Something's popping in somewhere that you're not seeing, so then it's loading in the stuffs. So then it dips. Because, like I said, they're trying to load too many things with these next-gen games. They're trying to load too many things, but they're not building it right. So things will have things loading in. So then it dips because it's processing those things loading in that you're not looking at because it's 20 rooms away. And then you get it freak out and it goes, because like I've watched it, like people are saying that. PlayStation has done the exact same thing. Like I saw that tweet where they compared for this one. They had like one frame and they're saying PS5 with its frames thing and
What's
Xbox
that
Jedi Survivor. It had the
Oh.
frame, it had the FPS comparison. And I made a joke going, they're just holding hands because it had, how they had like the bar of the FPS and they showed the spiking and the dips and stuff like
Yeah.
that. There's literally
the
it showed,
milliseconds.
yeah, they had the
that's
same-
frame time of that.
they had the same screenshot for the one frame. Okay, yeah, screenshot they took in from the video. But like the PS5 was on its 60 frames and it dipped down to 30, and then the same frames Xbox was at 30 and it dipped up to 60. It's like it's gonna happen on either platforms, and people are trying to make this whole thing like, oh,
Just wait till
Xbox had
that
this
patch
bad
said
thing.
to be good. Like, fuck.
Like, but like it's gonna happen. Like it's a bug. Clearly, it's a bug. It's a performancing issue because there's a lot going on, and they need to find out what's causing these things. Like what's popping in, what's popping out, what's loading and rendering.
What's not loading? What else is running? Like,
Because this is
at
what
the same
happens.
time, like,
This is the drawback with having these seamless games. Is you're gonna
that's where
have
they can't catch until it's out with the public. Like, either.
exactly. And by saying this is one of the biggest issues with these games having seamless playing without loading is you're going to have frame drops because that's the whole point of loading. Is when things load, frames will drop to buffer to then pop back in. But now we're having seamless gameplay. Things are happening, so your frames will bug down to keep the seamless play playing.
But then you look at the perfect games like, say, God of War, Horizon, like, they're fucking flawless straight out of the box. Because they do take their
But
time
again,
and release.
Again, another point with that is they're working on it, but they're focused for one system, one unit. They, you know what I mean? They're designed for that machine. Not going, okay, we need to make this game. It needs to be compatible for this system, this system, this system. All those systems are different. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to make this one type of fucking whatever it is and have it work with a fucking Holden, a Ford, and a Toyota. That's not going to work. Like, you got to manufacture so it can work for multiple things. And that's a lot more. Like, that's just a random example. I don't know, that's my brain just chose that as an example. But, like, it's like that. Like, things are made for that system. That's why people keep complaining, like, oh, these games, why they keep these exclusive games on these systems? Like, these systems, why does PS5 get to keep these, but they can't?
That's the best way to play
it's
them.
designed for that system. Why would you just like, oh, so now all of a sudden you're going to, like, stop making Halo and they're going to bring Halo 10 to the PS5 instead? That's not going to work. It's made for the Xbox. It works for the Xbox.
I mean, it could work, but
like,
ideally, yeah, you have to get the PlayStation team to make their end and Xbox make their end. Like,
that's what it basically. If you want a perfect, exactly. If you want you need two different studios. But then
or
you're making
you use one studio, half the team do one, half the team do the other.
And it's just hard
like,
though, but getting a nice even fit. Like it's they do that
No, but
already.
games can do multiple gens at once, like multiple systems at once, and do it fine. Like,
well, have you noticed though in the last just for this current the current next generation we've got, have you noticed now every multi-plat game has had issues?
not every.
Majority of them are 80%, 90%. But then you look at
Yeah,
all
but
these
not every. Nowhere near.
But then you look at all the exclusive games for those platforms.
Like Dead Island 2, that runs pretty much perfectly.
Yeah, but that's what I said, 80-90%. Not every, like I said, it's 80-90%. But I'm saying you look at 80-90% of multi-platform games, and you look at there's issues. But then you look at exclusive games, no issues. There's no issues at all.
Unless you're Xbox.
Well, I mean, not even their exclusive. Like their exclusives worked fine. Like
Halo Infinite was a bit iffy.
That's a different build. But that's a design hell. That's a different. That's a different story.
It's the same thing though.
Not really. That actually went through a design. Did God of War go through a design hell? Did they change directors halfway through? Did they change hands? Did they?
No, because they're more they're better organized.
That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. And we've seen that before
they're
with like
better managed and
like that's what I'm getting at. So there's those points in fact as well. So you look at a well managed.
That's also
Xbox,
wrong. Look at Dead Island 2. That's in the worst dev hell ever, and that came out in perfect condition.
Like it's just saying it's an 80-90%. Like, but
I'm
saying
there's
majority.
no excuse for 343.
No,
None.
but like that's a different thing. But I mean, I know where you like it's coming from. But like that's what I'm saying is the majority, not the minority. The majority of these games are in those states.
It's exactly who you've got making it. Are they competent enough to make it? Are the people above them overseeing it competent enough to make it?
Like there's a lot that goes into it. Like, but like I'm saying, that's what I'm getting.
Apparently,
at.
Xbox has a lot of trouble, and
like it's just
it starts at the damn top. Phil Spencer and down.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like a majority, it seems to be a big issue with multi-platform games, though. I've seen in the latest generation because they're working more for more platforms. There's not just making 2 platforms now, though. It's making 4 and 5 because they're going to make last gen versions in next gen versions.
Which frankly they're getting dropped now.
Like
Slowly,
that's what I'm saying.
more.
Like that's if they just go back and just focus, because then you look at some of the games that are on just that, but at the same time, like they're still having issues, but they're not as bad once they've dropped that next gen, like the old gen versions. They have that more advantage because they're only focusing on PlayStation and then Xbox. They have been better. Like there is patterns you see here. That's what I'm getting at. There are patterns if you look at it that there are issues, and that's the biggest issue.
Legacy, that was fucking perfect as well, and that was on everything.
No.
Then again, we haven't seen the last gen yet. So.
Exactly my point. That adds to it. That's a perfect game, but it's
that's
for
that
next gen. Like it's
problem. It's not the actual game problem. That's just that version.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
They're
that's a
making
whole
too many
different version.
That's what I mean. They're making too many different versions that don't work. Remember how when we had games back in the day for like versions of
Like
games?
Cyberpunk.
Exactly, another fuck up one. Like that's what I'm saying. But like, remember how we had different versions of the game? Remember how back in the day where we had a version of a game that had the exact same game and the exact same name, but we had the PS version, the Xbox version, and the Nintendo version, and they were all different because
Like
it was
Oblivion,
made.
how it's got like Ubisoft on there, and another one Xbox has
Well, there was like that
2K or
one. There
something.
was like that one. There was like an Assassin's Creed game, I think there was, and there was like a Spider-Man game. But there's literally these games that came out. They were literally named the exact same game, but it's one version on the Xbox, one version on the PlayStation, and it's a side scroller on fucking Nintendo. It was like on the DS.
It's like Cotton Wii, like it was a rail shooter on the
That's what I'm
Wii
saying.
for
But
COD.
it literally
Like
called like it was still called like Black Ops or something. Like
it was World of
World at War.
I
Yeah,
think
World
I
at War,
played.
and it's like literally World at War. Like you're literally getting a different version, but it's still the same game. Like that's how they used to make games, but then they stopped
That's
doing that.
because
It needs to
the
be exactly the
Nintendo
same.
product couldn't run
That
main
version. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, majority of these games, I've said it many times, majority of these games, exclusives work because they're being built for that system. They know what they're working with. You got these developers that aren't as
Or the
competent.
best third-party devs take the time,
Yes.
as in Warner Brothers, like EA, like their games are usually pretty fucking
Yes.
good.
That's what I
Except
mean.
Jedi Survivor, that came out a bit broken, but like,
That-
hey,
that-
they're patching it.
They're
Like,
patching it. Exactly my point. But like that's what I'm saying. That's the drawback when you look at some of these games in a multiplayer. There seems to be a lot of commonality where issues are happening with multiplayer
it's
games
because they're releasing too soon.
And then,
really.
then the other thing is too, you got to remember too, like that's what it comes down to is you're releasing a version, but then you're releasing two different versions because you can't take an Xbox version and chuck it in the PlayStation. No, that doesn't work because it's a different code. It's designed for the PlayStation, so they literally are.
Code's the same. It's just different.
They're two different versions. If it was the exact same, you'd literally be able to take an Xbox disc and chuck it into the Xbox. If it was the exact same code, you would be able to chuck it in there and it would load it.
You said Xbox in the Xbox.
I don't know.
No, but they are the same. They just change certain elements.
That's what I mean, though. Like
Like
that's
the
still
the
code
one
being
game is
changed.
built. Like they build one game, but they got to change certain tweaks, like Xbox controls.
That's what I mean. That's so then that versions
things
are
like that.
becoming a different tweak version. So when you're making these controls and things,
Yeah.
things break because it's not like they find little bugs. Bugs start appearing, and then bugs
Unless
happen differently, and that's why things
they
break
catch
on.
it straight up, which sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
That's what I said. Like there'll be something we've had seen with other games before where there was a bug for the same thing that happened in one level on one game, but it didn't happen on the other platform because it was only something whatever they put in bugged.
It's like a recent one with Resi 4 remake. The Xbox had fucking horrendous like stick,
Yeah, it wouldn't move.
like it was time on the stick. Like you'd move it, but it would just move a little bit because you could literally put the stick halfway and it still didn't move.
Yeah.
But on PS5 it was fine. Like it was
Yeah,
normal.
that's what I'm saying. Like, there's some things each
Like-
was built different because once you
But
put
then
that,
they
that's new
patched
code.
it.
That's what I mean. Like, but I said that's a bit of code. You put in one code, that code can alter something else if it's not done right. You don't know, like, or it's just one little thing and it bugs out because you start altering things because everything's different. The inputs are different. You're putting different commands in because it's a different platform. So, you know, it's crazy.
But people just should know, like, just hey, if you
I
think
know what
it's
it's
too
like.
buggy, don't buy it yet. Like, just skip it.
Yeah,
Buy it
exactly. If you
later.
think it's too bad, exactly. I've done that. Where I go, oh no, I'll
I
wait.
bought one. I didn't know it was going to release in such a state, but I still bought it. I don't care. Like, I'm still going to play it. The console is still playable.
Look, exactly. It looks great.
But
I don't know.
that's gaming now. Like, you get a good one, a bad one, a good one, a good one, bad one, bad one. Like,
It happens. Like
you can't pick them.
That's exactly it. It's one of those
I
things.
said we wait for Redfall, but no one's. They revealed the you know how you get the recommendations of what to use on PC.
Mhm.
They didn't provide. They provided the specs.
Oh, the stats. Not the
They're
PS
very
specs.
high specs. That's gonna run shit on like ours and stuff.
Uh,
But they didn't also put the resolution needed or the frame rate. So they just put the stats, but nothing that will run it resolution wise. So
they don't. They're unsure themselves. I feel like it's gonna get low drops, like 25, 20 frames possibly.
it's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be so junky.
There's no reviews out yet, and it comes out in like 3 days,
Mostly because they're not giving it review copies. Then
maybe. Or it's gonna drop last minute like Cyberpunk and that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm giving the benefit of the
What was the
doubt.
other
I'm
one?
still
That
gonna
was the
play
other
it,
game too
but
that did that,
it
doesn't
better
it?
be good.
Oh,
It better
that's
be
crazy.
playable.
It's just crazy. But anyway, you got
That's game, and everyone pre-orders. They make their money straight up. They can launch that whoever the fuck they want.
exactly it. It's there. It's what they want to choose to release it as. You either buy it or you don't.
As thing, vote with your wallet.
But again,
If a game's bad,
support.
don't buy it.
Support. If exactly, it's proper support. If you're unsure, then okay, I can understand maybe getting on Game Pass or trying on Game Pass. But don't just don't just rely on Game Pass. Don't rely on Game Pass.
I saw that with Jedi Survivor. Someone's like, "Is it coming on Game Pass?" I'm like, "Oh, for fuck me!"
There was
buy the
there was
damn
one dude
game.
talking about games, and he had a good strong post, and I was reading through, and it sounds so good reading his post, and it's like, oh yeah, talking about gamer, he's a good gamer, reading the post, and then something about Game Pass, like, nah, you fucking lost me. I was like, you fucking, it's like, they need more. I was like, you fucking, he just switched just like that. I was like, you fucking dog. Like, so you wouldn't have enjoyed it then if it wasn't on Game Pass? Like, fuck. Like,
I saw that on a few people about Ghostwire. They're like, "Oh, I'm glad I waited for Game Pass." I'm like, but I already platinumed that when it came out like 2 years ago.
Like, it was already, like,
That was a good game. Like, buy it on PS5 or something. PC.
PC, yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
But-
It's just dumb. But are we done? I think that's it.
Yeah,
Are we
because
done?
I'm gonna start raging if we don't. Because Twitter just fucking, I lose brain cells
Yeah.
reading it. Some people fucking put. Like, I had to defend Dreamcast guy because you've seen the post. Like,
Yeah.
fuck me. You've seen him criticize PlayStation. Like, you know, why
Yep.
doesn't no one see it? Like,
I know. Like, it's always the way. Like, that's like I've done the exact same thing before, where I've done two posts where I've criticized one side and said and agreed with the same thing on the other
and
side.
they just either one.
Yeah, they saw the negative and everyone ripped me out. I'm like, bro, did you not see the positive? And I'll screenshot and send it to them, and they just didn't say anything. Like, yeah, exactly, because
No, it's fucked.
algorithms push what the narrative. Like, there's these algorithms push narratives on social media. Like, they're pushing
the
it.
people push the fucking narrative.
Well, people push a narrative, but then the narrative of more because it works
they're
out to be
pushing
more
what
clicks.
they want to see,
Yeah, people coming up with shit. just
which
to get
other
clicks.
people will just go, "Oh yeah, that must be true because he said it."
Exactly. How's that feel? How's it
But
going?
so I don't hate Xbox. Like, fuck me.
No.
I play a lot of Xbox
I
games.
bought a new fucking controller. Even people were complaining about this. Oh, it's too
Why?
expensive.
fuck?
It's why it's more expensive.
Same
Well,
price.
maybe because it's a little bit more because you get a cable, and you get
What,
the
extra
fucking
like 10, 15 bucks?
because it's 119.95.
Yeah, an extra like 10 bucks.
20,
or so,
20 bucks. 20 bucks because you're paying for the battery pack. Oh, so whoop de doo. You've got a battery pack that will last
At
forever.
least they come with that. You just put fucking triple A's in there. No,
Exactly.
double A's.
Well, mind you, when I took my controller back, I kept my fucking batteries from them. I was like, fuck that, you ain't getting
That's
my
not a
battery.
bad thing. They don't fucking need them.
No, like, fuck you guys. Take my controller.
But like, at least they give you a pack.
I know, like,
But then
I
again,
would
I
happily...
think now, being 2023, they should come with a inbuilt battery. But you know,
But I would happily pay the larger price to get battery pack with it.
or
say-
just buy a controller with an inbuilt battery.
Yeah,
like,
like-
a DualSense or DualShock. Like,
But, I mean, I can't use it with Xbox.
get on PC.
But that's what I mean, though. Like, in general,
no, but like, Microsoft do need to make it where you don't have to rely on batteries or a battery pack, because
Oh, yeah, just
battery
build
packs
in.
do fuck up eventually. The batteries, if you run out, you're fucked. Make sure you got a cord to plug in, then you might as well have a fucking wired controller,
Yeah.
or a battery. Like, fuck me. I'm fucking. Are you done?
Yep, we're done.
I can transfer to console. This Discord. Weird. Come up on there.
That's what it was.
What?
The Discord.
There's a little transfer to console button next to the
That's all right.
emojis and the search for sound.
That's pretty cool.
Um,
But anyway, wrap it up for us on
Yes.
this anniversary.
before I keep raging, my brain's just fucking wiped. Thank you, Beaters and Vedettes, for joining us on episode 17 or 156 of the the Mid Rose Podcast. Thank you for watching, listening, whatever else you're doing. I don't even know, whatever people do. As always, we appreciate you. We have been Dale and Jim, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Skibbity bop bop and dud up.
Skibbity bop bop ba up.
Hey guys, I'm just wondering if you got any specials to trade in. I'm going to get some games for my girlfriend, Crash Mario.
Crush Mario? Like,
I
fuck
want to
you
get some
know.
games for Crash Mario. She likes to play some games. I want to get some trading cards.
Trading cards. He fucking nails that voice, though. Every time, it's always the same. I wonder how many takes he takes for that, though. Like, he always like he's gonna crack up laughing.
Oh,
like,
right, he's always smirking. Fuck.
it's too funny not to do it, though.